Oh, hello and welcome to this week's lovely little episode of All Systems Go Plays D&D 5e. I am the host, as always. I am Logan. I've been here the whole time. We are joined by my lovely players. They will now introduce themselves in color order. Starting with Red.
Yeah, well, you weren't going to change it all of a sudden on us, you know.
Colors don't have a defined order. It could be
reverse.
Yeah, but Logan has a defined order. I'm Connor. I play Sophron, the minotaur Herculean barbarian who likes to read books and kick ass, and he's all out of books.
Beef boy.
Okay, hi, I'm Sarah. I play Nemea, definitely not Esther in another life. The human Odyssean rogue.
I want you to
with no
start
memory.
introducing, like, that's part of your introduction
Nemea, not
to
Esther.
in-characters names.
Yeah.
In character
Yeah.
now.
Hi, I'm Nemea, not Esther. Got it. Casual.
It's a weird last name.
Yeah.
Word. Okay, well, hello. My name is Sean. I play Aeneas. My pronouns are he, him, as well as Aeneas's. And I am, well, I guess me and Aeneas, we're just soft boys. We're druids in the woods. We're in tune with the stars. We, are just making our way through life. One sort of stumbling block at a time, and we'll see where our current stumbling block goes next.
Well,
My name is Joey, he, him. I play Kai. We're both hard boys. Absolutely not. Kai is a demi-god origin sorcerer, and he has daddy's hammer. He likes to tank and do hero shit.
perfect. So we are playing Odyssey of the Dragonlords. This is a campaign sort of fan-made by some people that I don't know, but they've worked on a lot of things. You can trust me on that one. We're sort of in the beginning of it. We are undergoing our 3 great labors that were prophesied to us by the Oracle. We have successfully completed 2 of them. The first one being to retrieve the horn of Balmetria and drink from it. The second being to retrieve the treasures of the first Dragonlord. Check. And now we are underway of the third one, which is to relight the fires of the Great Forge. And you guys have arrived sort of to the Great Forge. You didn't make really any progress into it last time, but you got to it. You discovered it was now being habited by some foul-smelling creatures called Troglodytes. You had encountered a band of centaurs who had lost 2 of their kin to these Troglodytes, and they had asked you to retrieve them if you were able to. And you encountered some of them on the banks of a river, defeated them very quickly, and then sort of discovered the secret tunnel that entered into the cliff. But before we get to that, we have our vignette for the week. So, who will be joining me this week?
I will be joining you this week.
Will be Sean. So, do you want to... don't introduce your character yet. So, I'll set the scene for us.
Okay.
We are in a dim room. The air is thick with incense and the scent of mirth. Tapestries hang over the walls and muffle the sounds of the busy city of Mitros just beyond. A single window of colored glass casts ember and violet hues across the floor, and the soft plucking of a lyre echoes from the corner, not played by a bard, but by a trained slave, silent and blindfolded. At the center of the room sits Taran Nurodagan, reclining on a chaise of blackwood and ivory. He's opulent. His robes are deep red silk trimmed in gold, his fingers heavy with rings of jade, sapphire, and obsidian. He has pale skin from indoor luxury, and his eyes are sharp as obsidian. His expression is unmoving. Kneeling before him is his associate, Anashira. Would you please describe yourself?
Anashira is a kind of balding, middle-aged man. He's a little pudgy. He's sort of shows signs of a little bit of wealth. He's got some nice clothes, a couple kind of gold jeweled accents and stuff. But he's definitely his wealth does not compare at all to Tehran's wealth. And he's, I think, you can notice that maybe he's started to sweat profusely in this situation. It's maybe even a little stifling in this room. And so he's kind of been nervously plucking at his robes, his collars, to get a little more air.
Tehran,
Gulps
yeah.
nervously.
Tehran raises a single finger and the lyre music stops. And he says, "You come into my house, a house made not by gold or marble, but by fear. And now, with a stammering voice and empty hands, you tell me the queen has taken my property?" He drinks from his goblet. "It offends me, you understand? Not the queen. She plays her games, believes herself moral in a world that is not. No, it's you who offends me. You were trusted, paid, expected, and you delivered nothing but apologies wrapped in excuses. What am I to tell the buyers and themies? What do I say to the pitmasters in Arisia who have already named their fighters? You've put me in an uncomfortable position, and yourself in a dangerous one."
What? Tehran, I mean, we're family, right?
We are not
I've worked for
family.
you. I've worked for you for so long. I've done such good work. I'm willing to work for you more. I promise. This is just one mistake. I'm
One
good
mistake
for
too
it.
much. How can I ever trust you again if you can't even be bothered to do a job right?
I mean, I'll do my best. I
Your
promise.
best is
You
not
can't
good
even.
enough.
But it was Valis. It was a god. I can't deny the gods. What am I supposed to do? Taryn, believe me. I wanted to help
Listen,
you. I
listen.
wanted to get you this property.
I want to believe you. I want to believe that you tried your best. But Valis, she's a queen. She's a god. I don't expect you to be on her level. I expect you to get past her level.
I mean, you gotta know. It was Heraclius. He fell through first, and then there was nothing I could do. He basically
Heraclius
threw me under
has
the
been
bus.
taken care of. Let me tell you that he's not going to be a problem anymore. Just like you will not be a problem anymore. He told me exactly what
I'm
happened.
not a problem.
You won't be a
He
problem.
told you.
He told me everything. How the gods asked one question and you broke. One single question and you broke.
No, he's a liar, Taryn. He's a liar. I promise. I would never.
You see, the problem is you've already broken one promise, so how can I believe a second promise? I just don't think it's going to work out between us anymore.
I mean, I'll do anything. I promise. I've got my son. He's still young, but
You would
he
offer
could be collateral.
your child in compensation for your incompetence.
I mean, it's just family helps family. He'd be helping his paw out a little early, but it's fine.
You see, that's an interesting proposition you've put forward. He snaps his fingers, and the guards, the bodyguards, sort of seize both your hands and pick you up off the ground. Sure. I'll take your boy in. I'll keep him fed, educated. He'll learn to be useful in time, unlike his pops. He'll learn loyalty. He'll learn discipline. He'll speak well, walk tall. And when he looks in the mirror years from now, he won't see your failure. He'll see my success. And he won't even remember your name. Get him out of my sight. I don't want to see him anymore.
No, Taryn,
They drag you out of the room. And before long, you find yourselves in the manacles that you had previously had people in, and you have a hard life ahead of you. Perfect. So that is the end of that vignette. We are now back for the real adventurers outside the waterfall. We had just left off. Nemea had listened in to a sort of echoey tunnel, and you had heard some cries and shouts of pain coming from inside. I had you draw 2 clocks, which are going to be a mechanic we will introduce for this session. So the way clocks works, so these are 8 clocks, so they have 8 empty segments. At any time for any reason. Commonly, when you make a roll and fail, or when I think it will be dramatic, I will tell Sarah to fill in one of these clocks. And when it is full, whatever happens associated with the clock happens. One of them is called, Sarah, what is one of them called?
Alive.
And one of them is called discovered.
Discovered.
They're highly illegible.
So we will start off with Sarah filling in one of the alive.
Da da da. Voila.
Perfect,
The
beautiful.
process.
Okay, so you hear this shout of pain, you hear it getting more. What are you doing? You are sort of at the door. Everyone else is still pretty far away.
At the door of what?
A secret tunnel that has been carved into the cliff face underneath this waterfall. So the roar of the water is such that you can't really communicate with the rest of the party, and they can't quite see you at this moment just because of the waterfall in the way.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep on sneaking. But first, I would like to make I'm like a flail. Get out my flail. And I'll clear out the air. Like I didn't know. Yeah, I'll just sneak forward and attempt to find the source of the screams.
So you can tell the tunnel you're in right now goes on 4 ways. It's probably like 300 or so feet. Just straight shot.
Right.
And so you can see it then begins to branch at the end. Make a perception check.
Perception. I would love to. 16.
So you see, or you can tell that these are like pretty expansive caverns. And so what you're hearing is like echoing. And so it's going to be really hard, or it's going to be very challenging to like pinpoint exactly where you need to go. It is possible, but it will be difficult. You also see a very minute amount of movement up against the wall. And you look and you see sort of blending into the wall up against it one of these creatures, and their skin is like a chameleon, and it's like a 3D chameleon. Like it's both taken on the texture and the color of the wall. And it's watching you, and it looks like it's waiting for you to walk by it. It has that sort of readied pounce approach, or readied pounce posture.
Got it. So he already has seen me.
Yes, he has seen you.
Yep, I will just shoot that boy.
Okay. We'll do this without a map, but just go ahead and roll an initiative.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how to roll initiative. I haven't done it so long.
I don't know if we can. Technically, we don't have an initiative, but
Just roll a
just
d20.
roll a dex check.
I could do a dex check.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Dexterity.
We've gotten used to the luxury of alchemy doing our.
I know.
for
We're like,
us.
what even is that? 20.
20. Interesting. He rolled a 22. So you
Oh,
draw your bow and get ready, and it already lunges at you before you can get it. It's still a ways away, so it runs up to you. You know, I'll just hit this button and get some music going. But it's only in Nemea. And that's very
the
aggressive.
rest of us are playing cards.
Yeah, the rest of
outside.
you are playing cards outside. It runs up to you, and it just makes 3 attacks against you. Just
3 attacks.
So 2 are with claws. It just sort of pokes you with its claws, and then the last one's going to be a bite. So it's going to be 26, 11,
Hits.
and 25.
2 of those hit.
Okay. That is going to be one of the claws and one of the bites. So it is going to be 8 damage on the first one,
Mm-hmm.
5 damage on the second one.
Okay, and I can use my reaction to have one of those.
Yeah, I believe so.
Uncanny dodge.
Yeah.
Have the attacks damage against you. Okay, so that would be 4 and 5.
Yes.
Nice.
So,
Okay, great.
and now it is your turn. We'll say
Now
you're
it's my
about, you got maybe 30 or so feet into the cave.
All right, I'm gonna disengage and run straight back out. Hopefully luring this guy with me. Like, that's my intent.
Make a performance or an intimidation check.
Sure. I'll intimidate him.
You're
be like-
intimidating him into following you.
Yeah.
I'll be like, what would they all think of you
Yeah.
if you just let me get away? I
Yeah, sort
convey
of
that
goading him.
physically, not through language.
Because you
I
definitely
imagine-
don't speak the same language.
Oh yeah,
23.
very effective. Yeah, so you take
I
off.
feel like the way to convey that is to like prance away in a very frightened manner, like
Ooh.
foppishly.
Did you disengage? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, you see it chasing you. It has 30 feet of movement, and you have more than that, I believe, because you could
I have
dash.
90 feet. Yeah.
Yeah, so you can just keep it like within reach. And
Yeah, I feel like the intimidation is that I keep letting it get close, and then I
Uh-huh.
just like do what happened in the labyrinth, but
Yeah.
to this chocolate.
yeah,
And the opposite, like instead of charging at it, I'm like,
yeah.
dash,
So
dash, dash, dash,
the rest of you are sitting out there playing cards, and suddenly you see Nemea sprint out from behind the waterfall, pause, run back behind the waterfall, and then 6 seconds later come out leading a troglodyte.
This is a big bad boy.
All of you just make a standard attack. Unless you would like to do something other than quickly dispatch this troglodyte.
I would love to quickly dispatch it.
Yeah, big fan of quick dispatches.
I think that does it. I'll let Sophron take the lead.
That's only, is that
This a
10?
strong boy.
That's a big boy.
10 damage.
Oh, it is a big boy. Okay, my bad.
Well, some of you are carrying the team, and some of you are not.
Some of us are rolling sleight of hand.
Why did you roll sleight of hand?
I'm gonna try to cheat at the card game we're playing.
Oh my god.
I think
The
the
hands
cards
have
are
fallen on the ground, face
For
up.
a game,
Like it's
if you're
obvious
the
what
only one.
everybody. Yeah.
Okay, that's enough. The Sophron and Nemea, with no help from Aeneas or Kai, easily dispatched this troglodyte. Go ahead and mark another on the alive clock, Sarah.
Love that for us.
But is
Is
it
this-
fun?
Is it ticks until they're alive or ticks until they're not alive?
Alive
I
question
don't
mark.
think we know.
Alive
Exactly.
question.
That's why it's question mark. Which direction
Okay.
does the time flow?
Quick, kill me.
We're 1/4 of the way through there. Nemea's gonna be like, okay, so they're screaming in there, but I ran into this guy, so I brought him back. It's really big back there, but I think if we want to save those centaur kids, we'll have to, we'll have to be pretty fast. It feels pretty big.
How many could there be? Like 100? Why don't you just keep doing that over and over again?
Yeah, it would take too much time. They'll be dead by then, I think.
Ah,
And they're really hard to see. This one was camouflaged. He
Okay. I'll turn into a mouse. And I'm gonna start scampering ahead.
Okay.
Or I'll scamper onto Nemea or something. No,
It's
I'll turn into
probably faster to be on a fast person than to just be a mouse, right?
Be a bat.
Maybe. I can't turn into a bat yet.
A
There's
wingless
restrictions on
bat.
what I can turn into.
A wingless bat.
A sea bat.
Yeah. So,
It can swim, but it can't fly.
Side note: while this is happening, I grab a few fish that they dropped from the ones that
Okay,
we killed,
nice,
and
perfect.
I like 3 or 4. They're in the pack of tricks now.
I just can't leave anything on the ground near you.
No.
It's
I
mine.
love the phrase "pack of tricks."
Are you a mouse or aren't you? Or do you want Nemea or do you not want Nemea?
I'll stay on Nemea for now. I'm a mouse. I'm rat tattooing you. I've scampered up to your hair, and I'm trying to direct you.
All right, I think we should kind of hurry up.
Let's go save him. Should we just run? Let's just run. Kai's gonna run. If you guys aren't gonna
Aeneas
stop
gives
him.
a disagreeing sneak.
Yeah, I think Sophron is gonna hold Kai back and let Nemea lead.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll lead them back to where we were.
Yeah.
Toot sweet.
You quickly get to the end of that first initial long entry tunnel, and you get to it branches 3 ways.
Which way smells the most like fish?
They all
dead
smell awful. It's
You
very
go off-
overwhelming to your big sniffer.
Yeah.
Is there any smell of centaur blood? Any hopes of parsing that out of the bouquet?
Good question.
You can roll perception with advantage, Sophron.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that didn't do it. 17 is what we got.
17. You don't smell centaur blood, but you smell cooking coming from the left tunnel.
Are they feeding our prisoners or are they eating our prisoners?
Their alive clock is going the opposite direction.
Okay. So leftmost. Let's point
All right,
Nemea
yeah,
that
we'll
direction.
We'll go.
Perfect. So, Nemea, you get to this tunnel goes, and it then opens up into sort of like a pocket of this tunnel. You can see it continuing on the other side, but inside the tunnel is inside this little pocket is currently like a 3v3 like shouting match between a bunch of troglodytes, between 6 troglodytes. They're sort of lined up, one opposing each one, and they're all sort of like, some of them are like pounding their chests or like hitting something on the ground, and they're like yelling in each other's faces.
This is great. I like this. Is one side winning? Are they actually hurting each other,
no,
or are
they're
they
not touching.
just tussling?
They're not even touching. They're just like getting in each other's faces.
Logan, is this map? This is the tunnels. the
Don't
map
look at
we're
that.
looking at?
Don't look at that.
Don't look at that.
That's
you have me
fake.
We're here.
Yeah, don't look
Okay.
at it yet.
That's fake. It's all lies.
Do we know what they're saying?
Pocket? Is it like easy to scooch around them, or?
It would be doable, but it would be something you need to roll for.
Okay.
What are they saying?
They
don't
are
know.
speaking in broken grunts and the occasional word of common, and it's things like big, like bigger, like
So they're speaking an animalistic language?
no. They're not speaking
Probably
animals.
speaking troglodyte.
They're speaking troglodyte and the occasional common.
Troglodyte.
It's a pigeon language, yeah.
Aeneas, do you want to sneak?
Squeak. Aeneas jumps off of you and he starts scurrying around the edge of the. I mean,
You're going
Yeah, he just
without
starts
me?
scurrying.
Yeah, so Aeneas can get through no problem, but the rest of you, it is going to be more of a problem.
All right.
I envision, so I will say, I envision like one of you rolling
just walk through?
to overcome this little obstacle rather than having each of you roll stealth individually. It'll be
Okay.
like one person rolls to overcome in whatever way they think for the party.
Does anyone have a clipboard? What if we just walk through and we're like, we're here.
We're auditing. Yep.
We're
The auditing trick always
The auditing
works.
trick, always great. Usually dependent on language.
Unfortunately, highly dependent on language and social context.
I feel like I can roll stealth, or I could do intimidation again. Like Nemea would essentially imitate something bigger and badder coming down the cave.
I like
and,
that one a lot more than just stealth.
Intimidate them, like to run
Yeah.
away.
Because it's
Put
clearly
it
a
like
competition
yeah.
of who's bigger. And so you could just probably win that
I'm
competition.
biggest.
Yeah.
I am
You-
like
Sarah,
I
you
feel
make
like
the sound and then put a light behind me and then my shadow casts in
glow.
the room. Yeah.
You
Oh, I
make-
do glow. Oh, I do glow. No, but then I'm not a
Glow on
shadow.
command.
he can cast bless or whatever it was and
Yeah.
glow. Or I'm thinking I get up on your shoulders and I make the noises, and then like together we make one big
You're a
bad
Gygon at that point.
bigger. How do you like that?
Love it.
Okay.
Tag team intimidation.
Tag team intimidation.
Yep. Not at
I roll with
advantage.
advantage?
Just one.
Not at advantage. Okay.
Oh, it's the whole point of tag team.
I would like to resist that consequence. I'm gonna spend
Okay.
an Artha.
Take some stress, please.
Yeah, I will.
Perfect.
I'm like, wait, no, it'll be better if I stand on your shoulders. Then I'm really, really like I'm 3 times the size of any of them. They'll have to fall for it. And then I make troglodyte noises. Oh my god, doomed to fail.
Doomed to fail. So you come into this and what does it look like? So they're all like, "Meh," like in each other's
I
faces.
feel
And
like
you
we
stumble
try to
in
get the
on
light.
Sophron's shoulders.
Yeah, like I had put my lantern down so that like shadow was like we just misjudged the shadow. So they just see, instead of being intimidated by this huge shadow, we just like turn the corner and then they're like,
Mhm.
"Oh, it's you."
Yeah.
That's 2 people. That's not one person.
They are a little intimidated, and they all 6 of them quickly go scurrying down the other hallway, out of sight, but not out of smell. Go ahead and mark 1 undiscovered.
If I must. Well, that's sort of solved one problem.
While you're at it, mark 1 on alive.
Rude.
Uh-oh.
How rude of you. All right, it's not looking good, kids.
I'd rather be alive than not.
I will just remind you, Sarah named the alive one. I originally left it unnamed.
Yeah, I assumed that's what that meant. Those were my words, not Logan.
The clock is soon to be unalived.
Okay. Great. Well, then I'll hop off and just continue down this. Can't do anything about it now.
Perfect. You continue down. It's sort of, it's like a labyrinth, not in like the way you were just in a labyrinth, more like just a natural sort of warren of tunnels and pockets and like little clustered rooms everywhere. You can for the most part, follow the big sniffer's lead. And you next get to where you're confident you have to get across, but in the middle is a room sort of wafting smoke. And in the middle of it is a couple troglodytes like lounging on like reed mats. And in the middle is this well made for the technology, like stone and ceramic sort of contraption with a fire on the bottom, and there's some type of plant thing on the top that's giving off this fume. And every once in a while, one of them will lean in and take a deep whiff from it, and then lean back along the.
This is our happy sniffs.
Yeah. Yeah, and you are. They haven't seen you, so you're still. This one, it'd be a pretty difficult to sneak through just based off of the like orientation of the room. It's like they're right next to the entrance that you need to go through.
How many are there?
It's about 4.
It's like, I have one solution here, and a little fire is in his hand, and it dances between his fingers.
There's
Let's save that for more than 4 of them.
Nemea's like, I have oil. Never forget the oil.
And then in his other hand, he'll just like click his thumb, and a much smaller little flame will come up, and it'll be like, it could work.
That feels appropriately sized for the challenge ahead of us.
One of you guys are like fiercely like whispering and lighting your little fires and holding out your oil lanterns, and you hear one of them go, "Come join the party." And perfect common.
Disguise self, go, 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 go.
I mean, do we need to disguise self? Can I roll insight? Like, is it like a genuine thing? Are they like mimicking, like just like a
yeah.
What is that? The cokery or whatever?
The cuckoo bird?
That just says phrases every once in a while.
Yeah, roll insight.
Perfect. It's the counterculture troglodytes.
No, it doesn't seem like they're just mimicking, because they go. So they had said, "Come join the party," and they go, "Come, open your mind to the beyond."
Guy's like, well, he like turns his thumb fire off, and he's like, this is a job for a princeling, and he'll walk out there.
Perfect. You walk into this smoke-filled room. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Perfect.
As you inhale the fungi vibe, or the fungi fumes.
Could we say I get a little extra because parties and such?
No. You take a deep whiff.
Kai just starts coughing, just hacking.
And you cough, and then you open your eyes, and you see lounging in front of you just like yourself 3 times or 4 times. And they're like, "Kai, welcome to the party. Are you ready to open your mind to the great beyond?" Yeah,
it couldn't get more open.
Open. The rest of you from outside this room see. No, Kai, what do you do first before I narrate what they see?
I think Kai will just stick his face into the leaf, and maybe the potential warm steam that's too hot to do that too.
Perfect.
Just face first into the cauldron.
Take a deep breath. You feel every bit of your mind opening. You see things you've never seen before. You experience smells you've never smelt before. You experience smells you've never heard before.
The whole life cycle of a strawberry.
Experience the entire life cycle of a strawberry, from seed to plant to fruit.
Shit out of a bird.
Yeah, to being shit out of a bird. Every single bit of it is just the most fascinating experience you've ever had. You're sort of explaining this all to the 4 of yourselves that sit in this room. The rest of you from outside the room see Kai sort of just like sit down on the ground, and then begins to have like. It's clear that all 5 of them now are communicating well to each other, but it is not in like real language. Like they're just like saying phrases. Kai begins to speak in like troglodyte, and it just doesn't make any sense.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the old classic
Flail.
Common knowledge that
Flail
smoke
wind tunnel.
rises, correct?
Yeah.
A flail
And
wind
I'm
tunnel.
a very
tunnel.
small soft boy right now. I'm a rat. I
Little
would like
lungs, little
to
body, small amount of fumes needed.
small amount of fumes, but all that smoke is at the top.
Yep.
And I want to scurry underneath the fumes
Mm-hmm.
over to Kai,
Yep.
and I'm
Kai.
gonna bite him.
A strawberry bites back. You were growing peacefully on the vine with your brother, and then it bit you.
Fireball.
And squeaks. To try and shake him out of it, but otherwise, it's gonna be a hit and run, maybe, or like maybe I'll bite him and I'll try to like tug him out of the room slowly.
As a rat, tugging a
Sweet
full-size
rat.
man.
I mean, it's like not. I mean, I'm not actually tugging. Like, yeah, it's not.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage.
I'd love to. It's gonna be really incredibly charming. This
Even
round.
as yes, odds is no. Is that right?
5.
Yeah.
So you do slowly get. It's like you bite Kai. He like yells out in pain and like moves a step closer and then sits back down. And that repeats a number of times. But you do eventually get Kai to the other side of the room. And once he leaves the smoke, his mind clears. It seems to be a slow or a quick on, quick off type of effect. But he has been screaming in pain about a strawberry this whole time. So mark another one on discovered. And then while you're there, mark another one on alive. And then the rest of you hold your breath and quickly sprint through this room to the other side.
Yep. Okay. How quickly
I'm
does
making
Kai
angry
recover?
squeaking noises. Squeak, squeak.
It sounds like he recovers very quickly.
Ba-ba-bum.
Okay. So now you're really deep in this tunnel. There's starting to be both echoes of noise and echoes of smell, as like smell is coming from multiple directions. So, Sophron, go ahead and make another perception check to try and keep on this trail.
Smell echoes. are
Echoes
creepy.
of smell. That's incredible. 19.
No problem. You were about to walk past it and you say, nope, big sniffer's leading me this way. And you do almost
That's where
an
the cooking's
about
happening.
face. You come out of a tunnel, you turn around and go back down a tunnel right next to it. And it opens up into a larger room, bigger than any of the ones you've been in prior. And it only has the one entrance that you came in. There are crude bars sort of occupying about a third of this room, as functioning as a prison. Inside is a young centaur and a young-ish woman. And on the other side of the room is a large cook fire, currently spitted above it, sort of like hoof over hoof, back hoof over back hoof, is a identical young centaur who's being rotated by about 3 troglodytes, and he is screaming in pain. You see burns on his body, but he is still currently alive.
Identical?
Yeah, they're twins.
They were twins. Okay.
Nemea is gonna go be like push that guy off the fire. She's just gonna like dash over and like cut his binds.
Okay, we will do that in initiative order. If you are all right with that, you have to be because I'm in charge.
I object. I resist all of these consequences.
Let's see. So
What's
now
Nemea's vice?
you can get to the screen that you were on, Sean, that you were cheating
Okay.
earlier.
Okay.
Okay. And I will get this for Strim. Perfect. Okay. So you see that room?
Yeah.
Yep.
Perfect.
Nope.
Nope. What do you mean nope? What do you
I
mean?
got nothing. I mean,
Does
Don't-
chat see that room?
No, not yet. I'm doing it now.
Okay.
Now they do. Almost. If I did it right. Now
that's
they
fine.
do.
I'll just watch the stream.
What do
It'll be
you
fine.
What do you mean you can't see it?
Oh, boy.
I mean, I can't see it. There is
Are
no
you
map.
zoomed in? Are you in the
I'm-
wrong part? of
I've
the-
zoomed all the way in. I've zoomed all the way out. I've scrolled all over the place. There ain't nothing to be found. That's okay.
Troglodyte caves.
Everyone else
You
can
can
see
look.
it?
Yeah, I can. You can look at the stream.
Which is exactly what I said I was going to do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can see it.
Well, you are second in initiative, so you just restart alchemy while you're at it, and then it'll be your turn because Nemea is going to go first.
Sure, why not?
Okay, Nemea, you are up. This is the
Great.
scene I've described to you.
Yeah, so I will just dash right around here, I think,
Okay.
and push the centaur. Like, I'll cut his vines and push him to the side, aiming for, like the other side of the fire.
Yeah,
kind of a
go
thing.
ahead and make an athletics check.
Can I interest you in acrobatics?
You can do the thing that people always do, which is try and substitute acrobatics for athletics, and then I get to say no.
Okay,
Mhm.
well, I tried.
The time-honored tradition.
Time honored.
All D&D players must do this.
9.
9. You successfully cut one of his binds. He falls like almost into the fire and sort of gets like hit up and over as he's still being spun. You also fall into the fire, taking
Love that.
taking 3 fire damage. But you have
Five.
released half of him.
Resist that.
You can resist half of it. Okay.
Yeah, so I get 1.
Which half? The
Damn.
horse half?
Okay, yeah. Great. Love that. We're here to save you!
Are you back, Connor?
I sure am.
Can you see?
Sure can't, but we're just gonna go off of the stream here. So looks like I've got maybe, I don't know, looks like 40-ish feet of movement to be to where those troglodytes are.
That's actually
right?
50-ish.
50-ish? Okay, well, I am going to beg the DM, please tell me where I can find a stat block for a bull that is actually relevant, because
Oh.
it doesn't seem to exist.
There's one in the book.
Oh, that's right. There's one in the. I was looking in the player's handbook, that's my classic mistake. I shouldn't have
No,
done
but
that.
Nope, different one.
I think it's under your character, under the.
It
minimum
is,
section
yes.
Yep.
So,
Stats.
Bull can move 40 feet.
yep. Mm-hmm. So, and then okay, that doesn't count. Well, that's too bad. So I've spoiled that, but whatever. We're just gonna run in, and with an action, we're gonna dash.
Okay.
And with a bonus action, we are gonna grapple the centaur that is on the fire there. And we're gonna like leap through the fire, grapple him, and then continue forward.
Okay, make an athletics check. Well,
Make it an acrobatics check. Just,
Yeah, right.
The irony, because this is very acrobatic.
it is very acrobatics. I know technically grappling doesn't work this way, but you make the athletics check. Because he is pretty
Great.
preoccupied.
He's probably amenable to being grappled out of a flame.
Yeah, okay.
And then
I
I
would
would be
imagine.
grappled.
You go ahead and sort of leap across this room, and you do that. You sort of grab him. You don't even really cut the binds. You just pull his upper body, and his lower body snaps the binds, keeping his legs, and then you both fall to the ground on the other side of this fire.
I jump back up to my feet.
Perfect. Aeneas.
Okay, I'm a little rat boy.
You're so much more than
gonna-
that, Sean.
But for now, I'm so much just that. I will guess I'll shape shift out of it. There's no point in staying a rat. And then I will cast I think I'll just cast a quick little starry wisp at the one over here by the prisoners.
Okay.
Set things up.
Go ahead. Yeah, 23 hits. And that kills him.
9 damage. Nice. Poof.
Okay.
That's it.
Perfect. The troglodytes are going to sort of take this all in. One moment they were cooking dinner. The next, a giant cow flies through the room, stealing their dinner, and they're going to react accordingly. And this will happen. And they sort of like saunter on up quickly to you, and one of them, Nemea, is going to just come at you with like no claws, just teeth. It's just going to try and bite you.
Just teeth first.
Just teeth first.
No claws, just teeth.
No claws, just teeth. That's going to be a 15 to hit, Nemea.
Nope, doesn't hit.
Perfect. And Sophron, that's going to be a 19 and a 9.
The 19 will hit.
19 will hit. You take 6 damage slashing.
Okay.
And that is all. That person is in jail. Kai, your turn.
Kai is going to run up here. Oh, maybe.
Yep.
And then he'll cast chromatic orb, and he's gonna twin it with his meta magic. He's gonna target the 2 attacking his homeboy Sophron. That's not very good, is it?
10 misses. Wait, yeah, 10 misses.
Okay.
17 does hit.
And 2 of the damage die match, which means it jumps to another target,
Okay.
which is just going to be devilishly fun with twinned magic. And so 13 to try and hit the other one again.
Yeah.
13 hits.
Yes.
So 2 thunderous chromatic orbs fly out. One of them has to zip around to come back, but they both just go straight through the heads of the troglodytes and they drop dead. And they make
yeah.
cartoonish zipping sounds.
You cast that at level 2?
I do.
Perfect.
And I use meta magic.
They're really just burning all our points on these low HP monsters.
I mean, these centaurs are hot. We gotta protect them.
That's the reason, not because Sophron owes you money and you gotta protect your debts.
Yeah.
Kyra
Yeah, I was trying to win it back in that card game.
saunters in.
Can't bleed a stone.
Kyra saunters in and she is like, that was really heroic of you, Sophron. I am proud of you. And she will give you an inspiration.
I'm gonna
D6.
glare at her and mumble something about like, "Be helpful or stay out of the way."
The young centaur. This one in the prison is going to like grab the bars. He just sees you tackle his brother, and he's gonna not know what's happening. The one next to you is just so stunned and out of it, he can't really even do anything. And then from the walls, sort of coming off.
Wait a minute.
Oh, they tricked us.
Above the wall comes alive. Kai, one of them is right next to you. And it will come it will come teeth first and quickly left claw and right claw right behind it. And it will just make 3 quick attacks on you. And that will be a 26, a 25, and a 22.
Those all hit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that would have been the wrong die to roll. That would have not been great for you. 5, 5, 7.
It's a lot.
Kai is bleeding from a couple orifices. Not looking good.
2 orifices, actually.
Nemea and Sophron, you're going to get the same treatment. So,
Hey, boy,
Nemea,
hey. Yeah.
Nemea, you get a 22, 8, 14.
Only the 22 hit.
Okay, Sophron, you get a 14, 23, 18.
All 3 hit.
Nemea, 6 damage. Sophron. 5, 8, 5.
2, 4, 2.
Perfect. And that is all. Now at the top of the round, before you go, Nemea, this has been making quite a bit of noise. Go ahead and mark
Uh-huh.
another one on discovered.
Okay. Bada bing, bada boom.
You start your turn next to them. They're very stinky. Please make a Constitution saving throw.
How did I know you were going to say something
Because I've
like
already
that?
made you do this before.
The fire doesn't have a purifying effect upon them.
No, it's making it accurate and worse.
Rude. So rude. I'm making a Constitution saving throw. That is what you said. Save. 14.
You almost did it. You were gonna you were almost gonna resist, and then you took in just a little bit too much of a breath, and you are poisoned until
Okay,
the start of
refresh me.
your next turn. You have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks, as you are just gagging while trying to do things.
Great. That changes nothing at all. Yeah. So I will. I'm just gonna like boop along over here.
Just oops. Wait.
Boop.
Come through.
Excuse me. just need a gag.
Reg over here,
and
please.
I will attack this little baby boy.
The little one.
The little boy, yeah, not the brute, with the spear. And we'll do
I
that.
think
at
the little
same-
one's technically dead from chromatic orb.
Nope, that was the other
No,
2.
there was 3.
Oh. But he twinned it and it jumped, I thought.
He twinned it, 1 missed, and then the one that hit jumped.
Ah.
That's
He's
not
gonna
going to
be
be
like,
confusing to keep track of
"See
at
ya."
all.
This is
Mhm.
so confusing.
A 7 does miss.
Great. And then she is going.
It was a critical
to...
failure, but it didn't show red. Interesting.
Try not to rub it in.
Try not to rub it in.
Maybe it's because it was rolled at disadvantage. I don't know.
Come on, alchemy. Get it together.
As she's going to, as the bonus action, disengage. And just move a little bit.
Okay. Sophron, you are
All right.
at the start of your turn. They're very stinky.
They're very stinky, aren't
And
they?
you've got a big sniffer. Do you think your sniffer answer honestly conveys disadvantages? The smells are so overwhelming.
I think it doesn't.
Okay.
He's built up an immunity.
His sniffer's built different.
Yeah, like, I mean, if it didn't knock me out entering the cave, I think being closer to them isn't going to hurt me,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah.
He's a seasoned warrior. He has
12 is
You
not
only have
enough. I'm
plus
gonna...
2? You do have
Yeah.
inspiration.
Wait. Oh, sorry, that was a check. I should actually have a 15.
That is enough.
Because I am, in fact, proficient. Yes, okay. So that's sufficient. I will... Left hand.
Yeah.
What's on these troglodytes' heads? Are they like tentacles? Are there horns? Are there gills? Are there little flappy fin things? What are we looking at?
They have like little ridges. They're like lizardy.
Mm-hmm.
They look like that. They do have little pseudo horns.
They've got nostrils.
They do have nostrils.
I've zeroed in on the sniffing organs.
Yeah, they're like within hand gripping.
Yeah, so 2 fingers
Yeah.
on my left hand, up the nostrils, grapple, and drag this thing along with me.
Okay. Great. It will roll as it does. And it gets a 14.
That is a failure?
I believe so.
Because my DC is 15 now
Yeah.
at level 5. Nice. So that fails. So I will then drag it with me.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible for me to whip it around to the other side of me? How do I ping? Is it Alt?
Like that or like
Control? Yeah, like there. Yeah.
that? Okay.
I'm okay with that. Just consolidate them a little bit.
Sure.
And then
Sure.
with my right hand, take the halberd of cupidity
Mhm.
and swing it around and in a big whirling motion get 2 attacks off
Nice.
on these brutes.
Yes. Go for it.
So the
Six.
first attack is a 16 to hit.
That hits. 10 damage on the one right in front of you.
Yeah, that's fine. 10 damage on the one in front of me, then 9 more damage onto that one. Same one.
Same one.
Are
Okay.
you raging?
Oh my god! Oh my god! Yeah, that's not how any of this works. So, okay, it's so much more, Logan. Actually, it's 16 on the first attack. And
16.
then
That's very
15
different.
on the second attack.
Oh.
So
Okay. Well, that
31
kills
total.
him.
Mhm.
That's a lot different.
Yeah, it is a lot different. So 31 total, he goes down. And then with my cleave on the long staff, I get to attack another creature within 5 feet of a creature I hit.
Mm-hmm.
So I will attack the little guy.
Mm-hmm.
Again
That
at
hits.
advantage, 26 to hit.
That hits.
He takes 4 damage.
4 damage. Almost gets
Really
him.
disappointing.
Yeah. Your
That one could have
cleavage,
been a lot better.
cleavage not good enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Aeneas.
Okay. I will see this guy pop out of the wall next to Kai, and I will say, no, 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 go back in that wall, please. And cast Guiding Bolt on him.
It's going to guide you
Don't
right
go
back into that rock.
wall.
Yep.
I'm going to guide other people to help you get into that wall.
16 damage as it hits him as he sort of bonks into the wall.
And he
And now he's
glows.
glowing. Okay. Is that it?
He can't
Yeah, that's
camouflage himself anymore.
This Troglodyte is going to go after Nemea, which I think prompts it to leave Sophron's range.
It does, in fact, and I will react.
Yep. Go ahead and make an attack.
Oh, I think I don't get to have advantage on this one. Anywho, it dies.
Yep. So Nemea, a dead body is delivered to your feet.
Love it.
Okay. This person backs up against the wall. Kai, your turn.
Kai's gonna try to seize the moment and hit this thing with Daddy's hammer
Mm-hmm. As you do.
with advantage, which I totally know how to do.
Drag it up.
Right click for the attacks
Uh huh.
and used with roll.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
27 to hit.
7 damage.
7 damage. And then that's it, probably.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh shoot. Can I smite retroactively?
Oh, Kai, at the beginning of your turn,
think
they're very
so.
stinky.
Oh, sure.
Mm.
I'll take
well, we're
this.
gonna retroactive everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
Okay,
roll a
so
con.
Constitution
Yeah.
on.
It won't have changed anything because your first roll
First attack
still
was high
hit.
enough.
Yeah. Yep, you're fine. You've smelt
Man,
worse. You have smelt worse.
My Thunderous Smite is 8 more damage. 15 total. There's a
Perfect.
crack of thunder as I crack my hammer over his skull.
And you crack him back into the wall. Kyra is going to start singing a song about a small bard who's oppressed by the mean big bull who didn't appreciate her lovely gift. And so instead, she wrote a really good song that inspired everyone. And you are all granted, what is this called? Song of Heroism. And until her next turn, you can re-roll any die of your choice.
It's exceptionally good.
But just for one last brute?
For one last brute. The brute goes.
Love
It is going
Summons
to
10 other dudes.
from the wall. No. This one is going to come back and it's going to target Sophron, as it does in its usual manner. It's
Just
going
gonna
to
clarify, it does have advantage on all 3 of its pointy,
Oh,
stabby,
right.
bitey
Okay.
attacks. Yeah.
that.
Not that it's
makes
gonna
it-
change. All 3 were gonna hit me anyway.
The first one crit. The second one 15.
Mm-hmm.
The
It's
third one more than that.
yeah, like I said, all hit.
So crit. And then all 3 hit. Okay. For the crit. Oh, that's not very good.
Mhm.
8,
Okay.
7,
Okay.
5.
Great. I take 9 damage.
Perfect.
Odd numbers are.
I love it.
Very helpful.
I love it.
It's like free
This
health.
is where your luck is really coming through.
It literally is
Absolutely.
free health.
Okay. This centaur starts yelling for his brother. Nemea, at the start of your turn, the noise is still happening. Mark another one undiscovered.
Love this for us.
What are we at?
All right,
4?
we're halfway there. Yeah, we're
halfway
up
there.
4.
Halfway there. Oh.
Living on up there. All right.
Can't sing anything else.
Nemea is gonna run over to cut. What do we want to do here? I feel like I'll go next to Sophron.
Okay.
We'll have this. I want to be one more over. Come on. Come on, girl.
There?
Thank you. Yeah.
Yep. They're no longer poisoned.
That still counts within 5 feet of Sophron, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So I will use up my spear attack with advantage. Roll. Ba-ba-ba-bum.
Ooh.
And I will
Oh.
sneak attack if it's necessary.
Yeah, I don't think this one's really taking damage.
Okay.
We love a crit sneak
It's
attack.
gonna be a double damage sneak attack.
Just roll that again,
Can I re-roll my with Savage Attacker?
So
I mean, I
when
could.
you'd get to crit the sneak attack, which means you get to roll 6d6 instead of 3d6.
Ah.
So roll sneak attack again, anyways.
Now you
Nine.
can re-roll a die.
Now you
Now
can re-roll
roll
2
Savage
dice because of
Attacker.
Kyra's.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's all lower, but I could also, sure. I'll save Kyra's for my Constitution save that I may or may not.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this total is enough to kill it.
Okay, cool.
Perfect. So I believe that is all of them that you can see.
Oh,
So we'll fall out of initiative. You are left in the room with 2 people that look like this, and 1 person that looks like this, and then the people that look like yourselves.
In a hurried
And
bit of
no
anger, I
suspicious
run over
walls.
to the prison cells. What are the bars made of?
They're made of scrap metal. Like, it's pretty well put together, but not like cast into their shape.
Mm-hmm. Like a shoulder charge will take it down, or we should try and find a key.
You could probably shoulder charge it down.
Okay, I'll do that as long as I think
Which
I won't
would
hurt
be
myself.
louder?
Well, which one's faster?
Which one is faster?
I don't know.
I know. Charging. Go ahead and make an athletics check.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Ooh, only 13.
Only 13. You charge. You just smash through this thing. It wasn't very strong for you. Probably could have held these 2 people back because it has been, or maybe they just didn't try hard enough. But once you get like one section down, the whole thing, and it's a little comical. It'll like stop, and then like more clanking, and then like some falls from the ceiling, and then like more falls, and then like Sarah's getting ready to mark down another one on your discovered.
Oh boy, am I!
Now, if I remember correctly, it was possible to fill in more than one section at a time.
It was. Yeah.
We don't need any more help in that regard.
I'm already playing to my strength, Sean. We don't need to make this any worse.
Okay, they stand back. They are like exclaiming with shock as you destroy this prison cell that they are in. But now you're inside of what used to be a prison cell with them.
Inside.
Well, are you going to just stand there, or are you going to leave?
The Centaur runs over to his brother and sort of like grabs him, and he remembers his brother's name.
I'm
Does he?
side note
Does he remember
using
his
my
name?
like healing kit on this little
side
Darn
note.
boy.
How young is young? Apropos our Cyclops friend.
This is
Before I start interacting with them.
under the age of consent.
Great, thank you. Thank you.
Horse consent or human consent?
Both. You actually have to add them together, and he's under both.
There you go.
Yeah, the one in the previous prison cell runs over to the one on the ground and is like, Hirak, are you all right? And he's just sort of like trying to like get his brother to respond. His brother is sort of like out of it, but he's also like covered in burns, but is like hugging his brother.
Yeah, I'm like rubbing salve on this guy and then being like, shh, we need to bring it down a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. Be happy reuniting. Quietly. It's
Are
very
you
good.
using real medicine?
Yeah, from my medicine kit.
Perfect. Make a medicine check.
I would love to make a medicine check. I don't think I've done that before.
I think this might be the very first.
Aeneas will also
No, I
come
made
over.
someone roll the medicine to identify some corpses, I think.
Yeah, there was an autopsy check at one point.
There's an
Autopsy
autopsy.
check.
19.
Yeah, now that's burning me on.
You start slathering him with this salve, and it feels good, and he starts calming down as you're like shushing him and rubbing this. The other one, his brother, who is not burned, is Kaluk, and he grabs some of the salve from you and starts rubbing it on other portions. So you've occupied both of them, and you've kept them both quiet. Sophron had said, well, you're just going to stand there. The other person in the person's cell goes, just sort of like sits on the ground, and she says, I have nowhere else to go.
I'm gonna pick her up,
She just like,
by the bicep and just like haul her to her feet.
she's like limp in your arms. She's like, I guess if
That's
we're
fine.
leaving.
Love this apathetic queen. Great. Is the injured centaur mobile?
In a short amount of time, with all of his burns are superficial. So once you sort of get him numbed up and salved, he can walk. Probably can't go very fast, but he can move himself. Like he's coming to, and he's like, but I don't know who you are, but thank you for destroying those awful creatures. We have to get out of here. There's so many more. I don't want to be eaten.
You don't want it. She's like, Nemea will be like, no, of course you don't want it. We met your dad. He told us about you.
Is he here? I knew he'd come to save me.
He sent us, and he's waiting just outside. Or we know how to get him if he's
He didn't really come to save you, but
He's like, please take me to him.
Great. I will start leading them back out the way that we came.
Okay. You, Sophron, have perfect recall of all things labyrinthine, and I described this as labyrinthine, so you can
You did, in
perfectly
fact.
navigate yourself out of this without
I'm really upset
issue.
that you've gone and said this because I was going to say that.
No, I know all of
and
your
then-
strengths and
yeah.
all of your weaknesses.
That's terrifying. I can't believe you've seen me this much. I feel horrified that I've been perceived.
So exposed.
Yeah. You make your way through the funky scented room, holding your breath. They don't respond. The other room that you went through is empty. So you do somewhat quickly, get to the front of the cavern, and the roar of the waterfall is what you hear as you sort of exit the cave with your three new people.
I think Sophron is intentionally quiet as we're leaving,
Mhm.
but what can I piece together just by sizing up this person that I'm apparently dragging out of their prison?
What do you mean?
Like, oh, she's mopey. Is she like Elegy mopey, or is she like, man, they just cooked and ate my boyfriend mopey? You know, like
That could also be Elegy. You don't know that. But go ahead and make an insight.
I'm re-rolling that.
Okay.
Ill-advised, but I'm going to.
Cooked and made me eat my boyfriend. That like the other one.
10. They are apathetic. Like you try and engage with them, and like while you're walking, like they're not fighting you in any way, but they're not helping you in any way. They could not seem to care less that you've just ostensibly rescued them. But while you're moving and doing all of this, it's hard to get more of a read than that.
Okay.
They are carrying one instrument seems to be their only possession, and they are clinging to that with a gusto that is unlike anything they've done.
Now, here's friends
This is
remind
a
me.
band member.
Yes, there was a band member mentioned last session. I don't remember anything about
I
that
don't
because I'm an
remember.
idiot and I don't take notes. So, what does the party remember about Kyra's former bandmate being involved in the Centaur Troglodyte scenario?
I think we just didn't know. We were like, it's so bad that Kyra doesn't even wanted to quit the mission.
Kyra will be like, so are you Zephyr?
You've met Zephyr.
I know.
Okay.
I don't know this person's name though.
No.
But I think they know
you
who Zephyr is.
do know this person's name. It was told to you.
We
No, I
were
don't.
told it.
Kai,
Logan,
Kai-
it was told. We do not know.
If you
Guy
scroll
had
up,
his
it's literally
face-
it's on her picture.
nah.
It's on her picture.
Iuria.
Yeah, but I didn't know.
She's really light, Connor.
Mhm.
Like
Oh, yeah, I
half as
figured.
much as you would expect. No, I take that back. She's very heavy. She's twice as much as you would expect her to weigh.
Hmm.
This is an interesting reversal.
It was. I remembered something.
It went from air genasi to earth genasi. Is that what happened?
More or less.
Yeah, okay.
Wow. Diab got called out.
Yep. Alright, well,
Are you Uranus?
well,
No. She's like speaking to you upside down, being carried by Sophron.
it's not even fireman carry. It's just like holding by one ankle, draped over a shoulder.
Uh-huh.
Like, not graceful.
Do you need some uppers?
While
No.
this is okay.
She's just staring at you. You have more to say
I'm
to
not gonna
her?
give you drugs.
Okay. While this is happening, Nemea.
While this is happening, I'm going to be cleaning up behind us. You know,
Mhm.
the old leaves to erase the footprints.
Yep.
You know, shove the goo into the fire. You know, that kind
Burn the corpses.
Okay.
and just kind of leave no discernible, like somebody could not follow this trail back
Okay.
to us, and like the only suspicious thing is that people are gone, but like there's
Roll
no
a
evidence.
survival check.
Oh, sure. Love that. I'm a survivor.
We'll see.
cover your tracks.
I roll that.
6?
I'm keeping it.
Keeping it?
Yep. Unless Kyra's reroll still counts.
That's a good
Never have to
question.
use it.
Until the end of her next turn. So no.
Darn.
She cleaned up really fast.
You clean up too well. So now there's a path of
Clean.
too clean.
Oh God, damn it!
Yeah. Okay.
Oh well, it's nothing I can do now.
Yeah, you can't make it
They
dirty.
don't know. They don't know how many of us there are, but they do know that we were there.
Yeah. But you're not being followed as you exit. So you all get back out to we'll say the riverbank in quick time. And now you're on the riverbank.
Great. We're gonna summon those centaurs.
Blow the horn, please.
We do have the horn.
Yeah, I go to the next crest. You know. There
Okay.
you go.
Yeah. You blow it.
Rude, Papa. Really?
So we just have some orphan centaurs now?
You
Kai says out loud.
feel like you blow it, but it feels like it's like taking a little more breath than what you're hearing. But there's no immediate summoning of a centaur group.
It's
like a
taking
dog
a
whistle?
little bit more breath than what you're hearing. What does that mean?
That means the amount of breath you're blowing into it, you expect it to be louder.
Yeah, it's a frequency only centaurs can hear.
Exactly.
No, that's not what that means.
I'm trying to rewrite my reality right now.
Yeah. We've got a couple of centaurs. Just
Hey,
make them blow
exactly.
the horn.
Hey, kids.
No, you
Blow
blow
on
it
Daddy's
well
horn.
enough. You blow it fine. It's just it.
We ask
feels-
them and they hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, fine then.
But like, hey, kids, this is your dad's. He said to blow this, and he'll come get us. Do you know what this is?
Yes, it's the horn. It's bound to our tribe, so you can hear it wherever you blow it.
Well, we are here. We just blew it and we didn't
No,
hear it. So you don't
He
hear it
can
wherever you
hear
blow it.
He can hear it wherever you blow it.
I see.
And he's not coming.
Well, he might
What?
have
No,
probably
he's
traveled some
not
distance.
here immediately.
He has
Not a
to-
summoning
I
horn.
don't think they can teleport. You know, it just takes a little while to run a place.
Name something faster than a horse, I dare you.
Yeah, you
I mean a
can't. It's
centaur.
not a centaur. They're way less
Yeah.
aerodynamic than a horse.
Anyway, I'm gonna
I
go
mean,
talk to these boys.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Aeneas is just gonna flop down on the ground and say, "Well, let's wait."
Perfect. You wait. You talk to the boys while you wait. One of them's
Yeah.
like they're like in mid conversation. You come back up. Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna come. Don't you worry. He's never left us before. I mean, he sent these people to get us, and then they look at you and they're like, "Thanks again."
You're welcome. It's it's part. We had to be here anyway, so it was part of what we had to do. It was go through these caves, so it was kind of a 2-for-1 deal. So we're just glad we got you out.
One of them's
Really
like,
like a 4-for-1 because
two.
it's 2 you plus this lady, and then we had another job down there, anyways.
"Well,
It's-
thank
we,
you anyway."
We
It was-
really have a lot of jobs.
It was
actually.
really brave of you when you ran in and you ran right by all of those ones on the walls. Like you didn't even see him and you cut him off. That was really brave of you.
Could you see them?
Well, we saw them hide. Well, I saw
Ah.
them hide. He was busy. Yeah, he was busy getting
Yes.
cooked.
And Nemea's basically gonna be like, how did you get taken? Like, how many troglodytes are there? Like, what do you know about, like, this warren that we still have to, like, cross into?
Hear
Yeah,
about
I mean,
anything big.
We were
and
traveling
scary?
with the herd and they just we stopped here for some water and to rest. Well, not here, but down there by the waterfall. And before we know it, there were so many of them and they got us. Well, they got me. Kaluk says they got me, and then Kyriakos says, and so I tried to go back and help him, but then they got me too, and the rest of them they just couldn't overcome it. There was a lot of them. There was like 100 of them.
I
Well,
don't
there
think
wasn't
your
at that
dad said
time.
there was 100.
There wasn't
but,
at that.
you
Once
know.
we got in there, we saw a lot more.
And were they all in one place? Did you?
No,
You saw
there's
that
they're
many?
no. We were just I don't remember exactly where we went, but there was a bunch of little caverns and a bunch of them, and there's just, I mean, at one point there was so many of them. They all came to look at us.
Oh my gosh! To look at you. And how did you meet her? And like, I imagine Yuri is just like
Oh.
staring at a wall.
No, she's just sitting on the ground watching you guys.
Okay. Yeah. How did you meet her?
Oh, she was traveling through the land, just walking by herself, and we came across her one day. And we said, "Can we help you?" And she said, "No." And we said, "Well, this is really dangerous." And this was all of our dad saying this. And she said, "Oh, that's fine." And then he said, "You seem like something's wrong." And she said, "That's one way to say it." And then he said, "We'll help you." And then she's been part of us ever since.
And she's always been like this.
Oh, she's a lot better now.
Oh, good. Well, getting captured did her some good.
She used to be really sad. Now she just doesn't care about anything.
Healthy detachment.
Aeneas is like, "Psst, Kyra,
She pops out. What?
what's up with your bandmate over there?"
Oh, she's a total bummer. After the band broke apart, she decided that she was going to be really sad about everything, even things outside of her control. And I tried to cheer her up. And I said, hey, it's not the end of the world that the band fell apart. Yeah, we set out to change the world and we failed miserably, but we can still make good music. And she said, I don't care about music. And that was the rudest thing that anyone has ever said to me. And so I said, well, if you don't want to be happy, I can't help you. And that was the last time I saw her.
All right, yeah, you're a good friend, Kyra. Good friend.
It wasn't just me. It was also Boreas and Zephyr.
Okay, well, having met Zephyr before, I
Zephyrus.
also don't know about
Yeah.
his ability to manage interpersonal relationships. So, that's great. Well, all right. Well, she's a bummer, but she doesn't seem to care that you're here, which is kind of funny.
It's just like her.
I mean, she's still got that instrument on her.
Mm.
Hey, lady,
She looks up
can
at
you
you.
play some music?
Why bother?
Why not?
She strums.
Oh, I bet you can do better than that.
I think when she does that, like Sophron reaches over and plucks a quick little tune on her lyre.
You like that?
Do I like it?
No.
I
She
mean,
asked Sophron. Like, you like the instrument?
Just kind of shrug at her and pluck a little bit more. See what she does.
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to goad her into an emotional reaction.
Roll intimidation, or performance, or persuasion, depending on what flavor you want.
How about I counter with an arcana? Maybe a religion?
No and no.
Can I fork in nature as I appeal to her musical self?
No.
a fork in nature.
I forgot about forking. So good.
I would like to fork in
too.
road-wise. We're on a road.
Oh, fine. I'll roll persuasion, I guess.
I'd like to give you advantage for instigating this.
Oh, you should have told me just a touch sooner. Hey, let's go.
Yeah, so you pluck another little dude, like little ding ding ding, and that's pretty good. And then she just lets go of the instrument in your hands.
It's not what I wanted to have happen.
She's like, huh, that's freeing. You know, now that I don't have that anymore, I feel like that was really holding me back. You know, when your whole life is music,
yes.
and then you no longer have music, you don't have a band, you don't have people you can count on. What's the point of having an instrument anymore? But it was so beautiful, so I kept it. And now I don't have it anymore.
No,
She
you should
stands
just
up.
let it. She's like, let it all go. You don't need your memories either.
She
Wait, I
stands
don't know
up.
about that one.
She like brushes off her robe thing. She lifts her head up and she just like screams into the sky for like a minute.
Sophron.
Is it a new musical genre?
And then she okay, that felt good. Okay. Bye. And then she just starts walking away.
I like clap her on the back
Bye.
as she leaves, and I say, "Nearest town's that way."
She just sort of waves a dismissive hand as she's walking not in that direction.
Great.
Kai was
I
like,
think we did
"Ugh,
some good in this world.
that's so like her. take every situation and make a dramatic exit about it. She didn't need to scream for that long. She just wanted to. That wasn't cathartic, I know it.
I like pluck, 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 pluck at Kyra.
I think it's not exactly how all that works, but whatever.
Yes, you now
I think
have
you
a magical instrument.
Hey! What's it do? What's it do?
Sophron can cast Bless, and he has a magical instrument.
I want to keep meeting
He's
Kyra's
like
old
multi-classing.
bandmates.
He's
It's
a multi-class
great.
bard now.
True. Why is he? Okay, the next one we meet, you have to interact with because you're
Yeah.
the one who's getting all
Yes.
the bandmate goods.
Yes!
It's Boreas. And Boreas is your next target.
Boreas is the next target.
I'll
hell
loot
of a
him
side
for all
quest,
his magical worth.
This is the Lyre. It can cast. What did I say your other one could cast?
Isn't it Bless? No, that's the from
That's-
being the
Yeah.
god
That's
of
you being blessed.
Yeah.
I'm amazing gods of the sun.
Do you
so-
have this or just Abby? Abby might have this.
I think Abby has it. Yeah.
Abby has it. Okay. So, this one can this one can cast Hold Person
Ooh.
once per long rest.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
What's the DC on that again?
I think it uses charisma as your.
Oh. No bueno.
No bueno. Okay. Well, you guys sit here and wait. It was already like late afternoon. You wait until evening, and just when the sun is starting to go down, you do see a cloud of dust from a herd of centaurs arriving from the distance. Kaluk and Kyriakos see it first and point it out to you as their dad, Hukar, arriving just as he said he would once he blew the horn. So, they arrive in due time. He runs up.
Hukar! Hukar!
He embraces both of his children, sort of one in each arm, and just sort of like swings them around. 8 legs go flying in a circle.
Seems real dangerous for the
You
spine of a
all
creature.
back up.
Yeah.
Like that.
And she's like, my boys, you're alive, you're still fine. And he's just like, he like
Well,
puts them down. Kyriakos is healing well. Like, he will heal in due time. He puts them down. Who's closest? Who's largest? Sophron's there. He goes up and he just sort of grabs your face and he like puts his forehead to your forehead. He says, this is a great service you've done me. You've saved my kid. And I could never repay you. But I will try. And he does
well,
try to repay you. He pulls out. Where did I write this down? He pulls out 3 potions in bottles. They are sort of like a red, almost blood color. And
Love this.
they have like flecks of gold sort of floating in them. And he hands them to you, and he tells you that they are potions of heroism. So you are affected by the spell heroism. He says, these are made with our blood. We are descended from both Sidon and Pythor, and their powers meld in our tribe, and we have this to offer you.
More family.
extended, very extended.
He says, and tonight, you feast as one of us. And they start setting up a party. Like, they're like, this fire will not do. And they just started making a bigger fire next to it. And they like, people have like packs that they're pulling out, and they're starting to like roast all manner of like hearty vegetable. One of them brings out drums and starts like playing a whole little ditty.
How how close are we to this entrance?
I was
You're probably like 2 miles away. Like
I was
you're,
like, I'm gonna put some quick call drops like every 2 feet.
and you're like up
Little
on
do
like
not
a
cross
ridge, so
sign.
you can see if anything's coming.
Great, yeah. Then I want to have a centaur party.
Yeah, they have a centaur party. They break out booze. They start having like some nice beer. They don't have wine. They just have beer. No, maybe they have mead. That feels more centaur-y. And sort of when it is dark and the stars are out, they all begin to take turns, sort of like to the rhythm of this like drum, of sort of telling a story about one of the constellations, and they just seem to. Aeneas might have heard of some of these.
Yeah.
Roll history or nature.
Sure. Nature?
You recognize some of the constellations that they're pointing out, but you don't recognize the stories that they associate with the constellations. Or some of them are like, they'll call something like, I don't know, maybe you know it as like horse. They call it like warrior, like a centaur warrior. Like it's sort of the same, but not quite. But there is the opportunity for you to share one, like if it gets to you in the circle, if you would like.
No, I think Aeneas is too shy for that. He will not proffer a story. But he's sort of like furiously scribing stuff on his star chart that he keeps. So
Okay.
he's making notes.
Okay. So they pass over you, and then sort of maybe it gets back around to Hukar, and he stands up and sort of like the drum beats die down a little bit, and he says, "My friends, my family, my new family," he gestures to all of you. "We are the one tribe of Sidon and Pythor. We have found a third way. We don't only worship the Titans, and we don't only respect the gods, and we have prospered." And he like gestures around to the small centaur herd around you. He says, "I have heard you all are on a mission for the gods against the Titans. They don't only mean ill, and your gods don't only mean well. We have found each in turn can mean both, and we choose to only follow the good in balance." And they all sort of like, maybe they like drum a little faster. He says, "Sidon gives us courage. Pythor gives us strength. Lutheria gives us grace. Valis gives us wisdom, and we prosper because of it. I beg you, on your quest, consider a third way. Maybe you don't need to fight Pythor, or fight Sidon."
Can I roll insight to see, like you said, he's prospering?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like how?
Oh my gosh.
He's so prosperous, he has helium balloons.
He's learned how to mind
I think that means I succeeded my insight check.
Roll insight.
Yeah, I want to just little fact check. I want to look at the other
Real-time
centaurs.
fact check his claims.
19.
Yeah. They are not materially prospering, but they are spiritually prospering. They have exactly what they want and need. They have their family. They have their mead. They have
And
their
it's-
music. They have the
it
open
seems
plain.
like
It seems genuine. Maybe it's
nobody's-
not like... Yeah.
Retribution. Like Lutheria is not mad. Like what he says is true.
They
have
don't...
a-
Yeah, they don't seem to be coming under like the retribution of the Titans.
Okay. Cool. I will take what you say in consideration. I'm sure I speak for all of us here. We do only want what is best for us all.
That's all I ask. Now, to seal you being the family, We must do the blood sacrifice. And he brings out a wickedly large knife. Who's first?
I'll go first.
I'm kidding. He puts it away. But I like that you volunteered. And he grabs it.
Headbutts.
Yeah, headbutts you.
And we like, I feel like Nemea like knows it's coming, and she's like, yes.
Like you leave a big
Oh
mark
my
on his
God.
forehead. He's like, ha, yes. And then the party sort of ramps back up, and they
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like Nemea is just gonna like join the dancing.
perfect. Anyone else want anything to ask about them? Ask of them, inquire about them.
Yeah, I think Sophron wants to maybe ask around the group a little bit. How they feel the Titans have benefited them. And do they fear the Titans' retribution? Is there... how do you deal with the negative of their
Yeah.
existence?
So they're like, Sidon brings the storms. The storms teach us respect. We respect the storms. They don't hurt us. They bring life to the plains. The grass needs the water, and the storms bring the water. Lutheria provides mead, and she provides death, because all things must die. Pythor gives strength through like discipline. Pythor gives like camaraderie amongst family. And then he's like, Valis gives wisdom. She gives us the ability to teach our young how to do things and to pass on information. And then he sort of goes through the rest, and he just sort of goes back and forth, giving like examples about how each of them benefit them.
Wait, I want to know specific. What does what does Kyra do for you?
The muse gives us things to enjoy in life, reminding us that small things are important and to not take anything too seriously.
And Aeneas is constantly like
Yeah,
looking back.
Kyra's like,
and forth.
yeah, that's good. I think she
What's the
also
bad?
teaches us that, like, that she's beautiful
Yeah.
and she's really good at music and she's the greatest. I mean, yeah, balance and all that, but I mean, like,
All right.
I don't. Do we really know how the Centaur children were abducted? Like, is that worth pursuing?
yeah, they told Nemea that they were taken
They got
down by the river.
ambushed.
They had rested
They were
down by the
taken.
They just set up camp, and they didn't know that it led to a big den of troglodytes. Like,
So is your
Overwhelm them.
band of centaurs usually in conflict with troglodytes? Is this just a random?
No, we've never.
Chance
We
this
are
happened?
just passing through here. We are not normally from around here. We don't encounter these creatures normally.
Just
Think.
passing through here because you initially were about to siege Astoria and join that
No.
horde.
We are not
Okay.
part of that band. We've chosen the third way.
What's the bad part about Pythor? You should tell me about that.
The
You said all the gods have bad and good, so
Pythor teaches us that sometimes straightforwardness can lead you to make rash decisions that are not the best.
It's fair.
sure.
He also teaches us sometimes you should have a limit on the children. No, they don't say that.
Wrap
Stop
your willy. Don't
Wrap
be
it
silly.
No, they don't say that.
Aeneas would like to find the oldest, most wizened centaur grandwoman
Mm-hmm.
ever.
Sure, you approach her.
AKA, what I'm really, it doesn't have to be a centaur grandmama, but he wants to find the person who's most knowledgeable in the stories of their stars.
Yeah, it's probably the person playing the drums.
Oh, well, I don't want to interrupt the drum playing.
They can
But-
multitask.
The great thing about drums is
Multitask.
it's only your hands, not
Yeah.
your mouth.
We're shouting over the drums. So, anyways, now Aeneas will be like, I had a question about your stories were beautiful, and I'd never heard a lot of them before about the stars, but this one, and he like points out, and he's like, this one that we call the twins.
The twins.
Could you tell me more about? Well, and then there's the missing star too.
The missing twin.
You-
I was
Yeah.
there when it was taken. I watched it before my eyes disappear.
You saw it disappear?
I watched the stars
Wow.
every night. I know them all, and they know me. And when it went missing, I was there to witness it.
Well, I mean, well, do you think we can find it again?
Does it
I
want
mean,
to be
it's-
found? Maybe it's doing something. You say missing star. What if it's journeying star? I don't seek for it to come back. I seek for it to be where it needs to be.
I guess that's not wrong necessarily.
Why? Do you seek the star?
It just seems out of balance at the moment. Can't have the twins with no twin.
They're still twins. They feel connected. Look at it. Look at it. You can see it. You can feel the other half coming through. It does not need to be nearby to be connected. Just as we don't need to be nearby to be connected. I take this one, she gestures at Hirak, and I take that one, she gestures at Kaluk. I separate them. They are still brothers. They are still twins, even though they are not near. Some relationships go beyond space.
Oh, I guess that makes sense. Well, I'll keep an eye out. Hopefully we'll both be able to see it return, maybe. If it finishes its mission, its job, its journey. We'll see.
I'll be here. I'll watch it come back.
Thanks. We'll see. This is menacing.
We'll see. Okay. Anything else?
I want to just sidle on up to our chieftain,
Yep.
Hukar,
Hukar.
and be, I don't know, like toasting and
Yep.
whatever. And I would like to just be like, oh, Hukar, we have a mission still yet in under the mountain. What have you heard? What lies beyond there? We have to help with a forge, but we hear rumors of something else.
Roll a d6.
I love rolling a d6. So familiar. Nope.
No. Like I said, they were just passing through. They don't know any about the significance of this place. They just know there were the
Okay.
troglodytes. They tell you what they saw when the troglodytes came out, but they don't know anything of what lies beyond. They're not. You cast Air of Gates, and it does not work.
I was hoping there were rumors, through maybe
They don't seem
passed
to be
this
really
way.
well,
In tune.
in-tuned, yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Then I'll just be like, cheers, and keep on. I'll be like, girl, let's go dance, and keep it up.
Perfect. Anything else? At midnight, they pack up, they put out the fire, and they depart under the light of these stars, leaving you all with this much smaller fire that you relit from their bigger fire for the remainder of the night. And we will take a break there, and then we will continue when we come back. So we'll be back in a short 10. And we are back. We have our little snippet for you all tonight. I do apologize in advance. This is page 7 from Letter to Xander. Orichalcos the Brass, oath sworn to bold Nikerados Kaliros, But when Nikaros was killed in battle against Sidon, Kyriakos became mad and took his corpse to fly away, never to be seen again. Charistes, the copper, oath sworn to dear Alina Davanos. They were both killed during a sour battle against Sidon. Zarmulax the Red, mounted by Carpathos Arisianos. Carpathos betrayed us, stealing Damon's Codicus and using it to kill you. Our best warrior, our beloved leader, and his dragon followed him. They created their own kingdom in Arisia, but time and the queens of Arisia gave us vengeance.
Oh, that's
Names.
exciting.
That's what I was apologizing for.
The name.
Biblical, really.
So much names.
Okay. We're back. I assume you guys are headed back to the falls. Are you going back into the caves? We'll say this is in the morning, so you've had a short rest, you've recuperated a bit, and you've washed some of the stink off of you. But it is still stinky. So,
Just to get it right back on.
just to get
Yep.
it right back on, what is the plan?
I mean, this is the only entrance we know about, so
Yeah,
I
go
think
right back
the
in.
plan is back on in. Try not.
The
to
plan
get
is we all
swarmed.
disguise ourselves as troglodytes. We have a
Perfect.
bunch of troglodyte corpses. We carry them before us. No, I don't know.
You
Hold on. Keep cooking.
did such a good job covering your tracks yesterday, Nemea, that you can go ahead and mark another one undiscovered.
Love that. I was waiting for that when we were having big celebrations, but that's fine.
What are you at?
We're at 3/4 discovered. That's a little Pac-Man right there.
Waka waka.
Waka waka.
What if we just make a bunch of noise, summon them, they come out of the cave, our centaur army kills them, we go inside.
The centaurs.
Centaurs are gone.
Nah, they're hungover, surely.
I think
They
they
have two
only
livers.
drink mead.
When you can drink like
One
a
of them's
horse.
horse-sized.
They have a horse liver and a human liver.
Oh my gosh! Wow, I'm jealous.
The redundancy is valuable.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like we just got to go back in, and it's either a speed run, like it's just like we go for speed
hmm
to get through.
Okay. We'll say you go back
yeah,
in.
I mean, we have no way. Can we follow the line of dwarven skulls? Like we have nothing leading to where we're supposed to go once we're inside.
Yeah,
as
you have
opposed to
not
when we were
found a
searching.
dwarven skull yet.
A scroll either. We've found
Mm.
none.
Okay, reflecting though, these caves have seemed not dwarven made. Have they
Correct.
seemed?
These seem to be either like a natural cave system. It's not been carved by dwarven hands or by really any civilized
Okay.
hands.
Where we saved the captives, that was a dead end.
Yes. But there was more.
So
That one cavern was a dead end, but there were still more tunnels in that direction. Many more.
Yeah. Okay.
So what are the ways to identify a forge? A dormant forge? By sense. Smells, light, is there heat coming from it? Like, what can we do we walk in here and we know we need to go down this tunnel, not that tunnel?
I think we're smelling for clean air.
Tracks of
Oh,
a
less
cart.
troglodyte heavy.
Less troglodyte air. That would be
Okay.
my instinct.
Yeah, I mean, I know of no other sense. Aeneas could try and turn into a rat again and try and find his way through. And then get back, but that's a highly unreliable situation, so...
Are there any animals that echolocate besides bats and porpoises.
Porpoises, which can swim. He could turn into one.
I don't know if it'll help us though, being out of water.
Jump off
Can't
the
turn
balls.
into one. This is true.
We flood the tunnel system. We let loose the
We
dolphins of
divert
war.
the waterfall. Honestly, that's a good way to get rid of the troglodytes, at least. Maybe. Actually, no, they're good swimmers. Never mind. It seems like we're just gonna have to go on through and do our best.
Okay. You go back to that sort of intersection where the captives were, and you continue to explore from there. This seems to be almost like a more populated section of the Warren. You're not running into any at the moment, but you do hear and smell and just feel like there are more of them around here. Yes, Connor?
Actually, here's what I want to do. I want to go back outside. We didn't ever go in. Flashback. We're
Okay,
outside.
sure, yeah.
Okay. This doesn't seem like a secret entrance carved into a waterfall that leads to a dwarven forge. This seems like some troglodytes found a cave. Is the secret entrance artificial or natural? I was under the impression it was artificial.
No,
Like the back
it
door.
is natural.
Okay. Well,
This
never mind. We're back
matches the
inside.
description of the secret tunnel you're given. The main
Okay.
mine is constructed. You get the impression they hit a natural cave system, and that happened to lead to the outside. So that's why it's sort of like a secret back entrance.
Okay. At the first juncture,
Mm-hmm.
if we do the sniff test,
Yeah.
we went the cooking direction. This
Yeah.
time we want to go the least fish direction. Are those the same direction?
Least troglodyte fish direction.
Mm-hmm.
No, those are well. You have not got to a point where you readily have one that is less fish than the others. But you can keep your nose open for it. Like each direction.
It's wide.
Yeah, okay. So we will get back to where I was before we rewinded and then re-unwinded.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But I was in control of that whole
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, yes.
It was
that's
driven at my
important.
pace.
Yeah.
Yes.
You hear, so you see another one of these caverns off of the branch that you're on. And it seems a little bit larger, just the way the sounds are echoing. And you also hear speaking coming from it. You hear, "Oh, would that I might discourse with minds less murky than these muddled fish-brain slugs. When I speak of stars, they pick their teeth. When I muse on fate, they cheweth upon rock. Edam, thou art silent. Hast thou at least found speech within thine skull, or did thy rock lodge in there and rattle all thought looseth?" Then you hear, "Taste like green." "Ah, a philosopher then, tastes like green. Let us ponder it. Rakata, art thou also silent made flesh? Hast thou ever known a thought, or do ideas fleeth from thee like flies from flame? I eat flame once, was spicy. Indeed, a gourmet of pain you are. And you, Kohita, what sayest you to the notion of beauty unspoken? I saw a worm once, was glowed. Ah, yes, a worm, a luminous soliloquy. Truly, we are but risen, reborn." A pause. "Oh, muse of Madstone, why bury thy sharpest tongue amongst fools so dull they spitteth the echoes of thought in twain? Shall I seeketh there the place beyond the dragons, gleaming bronze, to where their very name usher me unburned, where flame mistress speaketh in tongues, and death dew biteth? Might I find dialogue amongst those terrible souls? Would be a snarl sweeter than endless chorus of dribble?" You hear all of this echoing out from this cavern.
I cast Fireball on myself.
Yeah.
But
So we're back No, okay. So one, I just need to point out he's named all these friends. I assume that he's talking to, which have to be piles of rocks that he's doing voices for. He's named them all after cheeses.
They're troglodytes, aren't they?
I think
Yeah,
that's what
that's a
Logan wants
pile
us
of
to
rocks.
think. But I think it's a pile of rocks and he's just doing multiple funny voices.
It's a pile of pillows. It's always a pile of pillows.
True.
I think we go there.
Yeah.
I mean, we can at least peer in.
Yeah, we can. We can.
You peer in. You see a large room. At one end, a large makeshift throne carved of bone, rock, fungus. Atop it, sort of standing with a little, very out of place silver diadem lopsided on his head. A troglodyte with like a scepter, and the scepter is just sort of a piece of wood, and on top is a gleaming metal ingot just sort of tied to it. And you clock it as sort of the same stuff that coin was made of. So this is adamantine ingot on his little scepter. Before him, maybe 20 troglodytes just bumbling about, doing things. And he's up there sort of like, now he's slumped in his throne.
Sophron! He thinks he's some high-minded, fancy man, don't he? Even though he's a troglodyte. You're fancy. Why don't you go talk to him? He seems to know stuff. Convince him to tell us where the forge is.
Sophron will like...
Do a battle of wits.
Yeah, Sophron's gonna clear his throat and then dramatically step into the room and start glowing.
What? Hove! Villains! Phantom-wise! No. Guests! Flesh that breathes! Gods be praised!
You're gonna have to bring it down just a little bit, buddy. It's great. It's great.
Character.
King of Bards.
That is
You stand.
That is me! Who shall you be?
You stand before the emissary of the sun. I seeketh an underground pyre. It burns with the bright might of our sun, and you must show me to it.
He squints at you. You are not Camembert doth disguised, are you? No, too upright, too clean, not enough dribble.
Camembert, a fool he would be. He would look upon my beauteous form and weep, for he is not but a fraction of my glory.
Nemea's gonna be like, "Oh, Helios!" and she's gonna like kneel.
He's on his throne. He's like, if you were not Camembert be, then telleth me who senteth thee. 'Twas at the whispering, 'twas the whispering forge. Did you ride dreams or merely take the stairs to my kingdom?
I arrive here on the winds of fate. Chance drives me here not, but purpose, driven forth by our mighty need to seek this power.
What beautiful words I hear coming from thee. I pleadeth you. He gestures around. Ignoreth the entourage. They meaneth well, but only when they doth not meaneth anything at all. Now, you heroes, you beautiful worded heroes, interlopers, intriguing strangers, you seek what exactly?
A fire that burns with the grace of Helios, long dormant underneath these rancid ruins, these insipid creatures that grovel before you. Block the way to its glorious flame, and you are the only one who can offer me a chance at its former glory.
Helios, I knoweth not this name, but I know the forgeth you speaketh of. I can guide thee there.
The gods demand it.
Roll a persuasion or intimidation, whichever you feel you are invoking.
Oh, I mean, it's persuasion, but...
Can I say I'm helping?
Oh yeah, you were helping. Yeah.
You roll so fast.
Yeah, you were helping. Okay, yep, it's getting a reroll. So how does a reroll work with advantage, Logan?
You have advantage and you get an 8. Now you can re-roll the 8.
All right, that's fine. I can accept that.
Nemea.
Oh.
Oh.
God, never mind.
Let's
Nemea
go.
just like meets your eyes.
Yep.
And then she goes, "Oh, but how?" You know, she just puts on a whole show that's like making him seem mighty to save our poor souls.
Perfect. He says,
you're the bad cop, I'm the good cop.
he says, "You seeketh the forge, I can guide thee there, and I shall. If you engageth with me, I pleadeth, I desire company of equal intellect. You shall answer 3 riddles, and I will guide you to where you seeketh."
Yes, let's do it.
I want a screenshot of this.
Yeah.
Okay.
3 riddles.
My
3 riddles in
three.
exchange for this knowledge. But a riddle, it's such a lovely thing to give without giving back. How could one possibly do such to its wondrous value? Its luster would be lost if not given in exchange. I will parley with you in these riddles. But one riddle each. One for you, and one for me.
I accept. I accepteth.
Very well. As host, please engage me with your thought. Make my cogitator cogitate in a way in which these insipid fools around us cannot.
Very well.
Siren, he's like, I fucking hate riddles.
She's like, me too. Just the absolute worst. He goes, what runs but never walketh, has mouths but never talketh, has heads but never weepeth, has beds but never sleepeth.
A river.
Very smart. Your cognitator is cognitating. Now will you return the pleasure of a riddle for me?
No. This is not a riddle of words. This is
I
a
have
riddle.
not encountered such.
This is a riddle of
Please,
action.
invoketh.
Who am I? You have until we reach the forge to discern my true name.
He sits down on his little... I must say, I have not encountered a riddle without words, and you are a specimen I knoweth the name not of, but it must be. It must be. He sits and ponders. The wayeth you seek, is that a way? And he points down the, down the road. He says, Cheddar will escort you. Cheddar! One of the... He's like, taketh the guest to the elevator. And then Cheddar comes up to you, grabs one of your hands, doesn't matter who. It just sort of like puts you over and then just starts walking you down the tunnel. As you leaves, he goes, what does he say? He says, I will taketh you to the elevator to the forge. The elevator will offer you with its own riddle that you shall overcome. What is its true name? And it shall let you pass.
Very well.
I'm letting Cheddar lead me.
Yeah. Cheddar takes you. Just walking
I
through the
didn't think
tunnels.
adventurers needed to go to school. This is way too much for me.
Cheddar takes you down some tunnels and then sort of like up, like you get into where you're like looking at the floor of another room at eye level, and it's like stone, like carved floor, and there's like some rubble, and like you have to like sort of climb up into what is now like an actual structured hall. You see, you're sort of at like a, and then the other tunnel keeps going across the other side. So you're at sort of a four-way crossroad, one being natural tunnel, one being structured tunnel. One direction of the structured tunnel, you see a couple rooms, and you hear a little bit of like squawking coming from, like chicken squawking. And then the other one just sort of leads further down the way. And Cheddar looks at the squawking. Me hungry, but forge no that way. Me take you food?
Forge, then food.
Forge food. Nods. He takes you in the other direction. And you go sort of a couple, this is like, it's just right turns, and you're going through all of these right turns, and you eventually get to a large, like, great hall almost. Sort of the tunnel opens up into it. You can see in one direction it opens up back into a natural cave, and just from the way the noise is bouncing, and maybe there's like a little bit of light that's just going down to the floor and illuminating a massive pit that is like carved into this floor, like probably 100 feet across. There are huge scratch marks leading from that tunnel into this little hall that you're in. In the center of the hall that you're in is a giant beast. It's a giant dog with 3 heads. Well, 3 necks, 2 heads. One of the heads, God. It is laying on the ground. And there's like this black liquid that has long since dried sort of all around it. You see,
Good doggy.
against the far wall, sort of this golden gate that leads to a platform. That's obviously the elevator. However, you do notice some movement in this room, and you notice little doggos with 2 heads sort of like peek out from the other side of this giant body. Cheddar goes, bad doggy. He turns and he just books it the other direction, leaving you like...
I grab Cheddar by the scruff of his slime.
He's like, he's repeating bad doggy. And the doggies are coming in your direction.
Menacingly?
Yes.
Oh, dang.
But
Well, I'm feeling pretty menaced by the big doggy.
How much many are the small doggies?
How much many are the small doggies?
What's the area we're talking about?
That you're currently in is like 35 by 70. And we'll say you see currently 4 doggies.
All right. I wanna buy us some time just to
Okay.
like get the lay of the land. And I remember I said I took 3 fish. I want to toss them. I don't know if the jockeys are grouped or not, but toss them in the most efficient manner to like steal their attention and like have them nom on these fishies.
Make a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay, I would love
Using
to.
fish.
Using fish.
I'd be like, these are the good doggies, yummy fishies. And persuasion check with advantage. Yeah, she's just gonna be like, these are the best, most delicious fishes ever. 20.
20. Yeah. They pause and they like are distracted by the fish momentarily. Yeah. So we'll say they have they are like.
Yeah, I don't know if it means their initiative is down
Yeah,
or like
they'll have
we
disadvantage on initiative.
Okay.
So, you
How are you
all.
gonna do that?
I'm gonna just put them in, and then I'm going to roll and see if they get lower than that. They did, but they're already last, so it doesn't matter.
Nice.
Yep. Okay.
Can they have this? I guess for their first thing, can they have disadvantage? I don't know.
Sure. Why not? Because you fished so well. Okay. Kai, you see the doggies coming at you. And you are up first. You see fish go flying out on the other side of you, and you are left in this situation.
I am a little confused about all the descriptions we have received. So
Okay.
the large dog with 2 heads is not here.
No, it's in that puddle of blood.
It is in the the large dog is there.
Correct. I just don't have it on the map. The little
He's
dogs.
not currently moving.
It is in a pool of blood, and it's missing one of its heads, and it's rotting a little bit. So you assume it's dead.
Oh,
Thank you.
Undead.
It is currently dead and not moving.
Currently undead and pretending to not move.
currently dead and not moving. There's a temporal qualifier on that.
All dogs have a temporal qualifier.
All dogs become zombies. All dogs go to zombie heaven. I will follow those fishies with a little blasty blast.
A little blasty blast.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
I'll also use Kai will his hair will fly up a little. There'll be some electricity tracing around his feet and up his body, and he'll use his demi-god innate sorcery, which gives him advantage on sorcerer spells attacks.
Okay.
So I will try to hit the one that's closest to us.
Yep.
That's not advantage. Let me roll one more. I'm so sorry.
Yep, that hits.
Frickin' 20 something.
Yeah.
11 damage. And for some reason, the fire bolt looks like a fish.
Okay.
And
Aeneas.
then, yeah. That's all. I think Kai will step over here.
Toward the big pit. Gotcha.
Now I'm anxious, but
I hate the way
here
you
we
said
are.
that. I hate the way you said that.
Here we are.
So the big scratch marks lead from this into this room. And it looks like almost like drag marks of claws, probably as big as Sophron.
So something else bit this doggo's head off.
Kai
Yeah,
will
I
stand right
guess.
here. With that, having definitely seen that information prior.
Yeah. Aeneas will we'll just start off nice and easy. Just softball it. Which one got blasted?
The front one.
Does it matter? Okay, well we'll just hold the dead on that boy. That
Mhm.
good dead boy. Soon to be dead boy. It has to make a save.
Why do you do this to me?
Wisdom
Wisdom?
save, I believe.
3.
Yeah. Takes 6 damage.
Okay.
And that will be, I'll move it up and move back.
Sophron.
Oh, I don't want to hit a doggy.
It's a death doggy.
Yeah, but it's still a good boy.
I don't think it's.
I walk
don't
up to
know.
here, and I hit the hurt doggy.
Wow, that's so rude.
I'm really upset about it. I'm so angry about this, and I rage.
emotional turmoil
I
is being
kill it.
concentrated into
I
rage.
kill it to death.
Do you know? What's the damage?
Do I though?
Whoa.
So math's hard. 16 damage,
Okay.
and then another one.
What is
Okay.
these 20?
What is
Wow.
going on?
I didn't know
all we
you
had to do was make
hated
you
dogs.
fight dogs.
Sophron has a dog-related trauma.
I don't want to
Jesus.
do this.
Well, you cut off one of its heads with one swing, and then the second it looks at you in shock and like a little sad as you cut the other head
Whimpers.
off. It whimpers a little bit.
I walk up to this one and I just pick him up and I hug him. He's such a good boy. And I grapple him.
Excellent.
Sophron, I don't think that's what we're supposed to be doing.
Nemea.
Dude, you gotta roll. He's grappled.
Oh.
Roll for grapple.
You said you grappled him. I said, okay, yeah, he's grappled now.
Yeah, okay, that's
Well,
fine.
yeah. Whether or not what happens,
4.
I would go back here.
Okay, that fails. And because he failed, I will deal 7 damage to him as I just squeeze him so hard. I give him a big hug.
Okay.
And I break a couple ribs.
Perfect. Yes, Nemea.
Great. Come over here and I say, shh, it's okay now.
I stab
And I stab it.
What do you hate dogs?
Hold on.
Apparently.
So you've got to double your sneak attack
Christ,
and your base damage. Or no, does that auto double
It
for you?
It
auto
auto
doubled.
doubled the base.
So 3 more
Yeah.
d6.
Hold on. There you go.
Jesus Christ.
You say shh, and you just slowly put your knife in this dog's beating heart of love, and it stops beating and dies.
Yeah. It didn't. I gave it fish before it died.
We're gonna
It
need a
died with a
content warning.
fish full of
the
mouth.
dog
or a
dies
mouthful
in
of
this
fish.
one.
Yeah.
A fish full of mouth.
Guys, I thought we were a no-kill shelter.
Okay. Kyra. It's like, oh my god, what are you guys doing in here? Jeez. She'll inspire Nemea and be like, that was brutal. I love it. Okay. The doggy's turn. This one is gonna come up to Nemea and go shh, shh. And this one will dash.
Ugh, rude.
Oh, 40 feet. Okay, it gets there. Whoop. Nemea, this dog bites you with its head. Specifically its mouth.
takes
A
its
fish
2
full
heads
of, a
and
head
smacks
full of
them
fish?
Yeah. And it has 2 of them, so it does 2 of
My bad.
those. And there's a 19 and an 8.
The 19 hits.
Perfect. You take
I want to resist this consequence.
5 piercing damage. And
Okay.
are you a creature?
Nope.
Okay, please make a DC. Nope, you don't get another DC. Please make a Constitution saving throw.
I hate this already. Constitution saving throw. Let's do it.
Nice.
17.
Nice, okay.
You are fine.
All right.
And that one dashed, so that's all. Kai. Oh, at the start of the turn, the dead body in the middle of the room does nothing.
Dear
Oh,
God.
he's so clever. He almost got us,
I
guys.
know.
He tried to trick us. We didn't fall for it.
Each of you must single-handedly execute a dog.
Yeah.
That's not happening.
Kai will try to beat this dog to death with a hammer.
Wow. Okay, roll a 20. Oh, that misses.
Great. Kai doesn't have it in him.
Aeneas.
Okay, I will try to beat it to death
Oh
with
my
a spectral
God.
bell. And I'll make it make a save.
A wisdom save?
Wisdom save.
9.
How wise is this dog? It's a wise bell, so it takes 10 damage.
10 damage.
Necrotic damage.
Okay. Sure.
Then I just stand here.
And then you just stand there. Okay, Sophron.
Okay, I got a friend in between me and this dog. So I get my friend out of the way of being in between me and this dog, and I poke it. I poke it twice.
The dog, the. Okay, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Both hit. You tell me how much damage that is.
18 plus 4 plus 8 is 30.
Jesus, you're a dog killing machine.
Mm-hmm.
Where is
don't.
this damage coming from?
Yeah.
This is rage.
Nemea.
Pure rage.
There's just so much extra damage.
I know.
Yes.
It's your turn.
Oh, that dog's still alive?
Yeah. I know, shocking, but it is.
Wait. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, that dog's still alive?
Yes.
I grapple it.
Yeah, save us.
Oh, he grappled now.
I grapple that dog, and I'm just gonna go ahead and roll damage on my unarmed strike as I grapple it, and he
If it's
takes
15.
additional. Oh, 15. That's my DC. Okay.
Yeah. That other one wouldn't
Well.
miss anyway.
He squirms out of
He
it.
squirms out of it.
Is
Cap.
okay, he no grappled.
He's not grappled.
Okay, well, then we'll just get attack as per usual.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say, quiet.
Down, boy.
12 hits.
Okay, I will roll my sneak attack.
And here it comes. You quiet this dog for the rest of its life.
Yeah, I do. Great.
Okay.
I'm gonna. No, I'm not. I'm gonna just stay where I am.
Okay. Kyra will be like, Aeneas, you make all right bard and really bad dog treat. So don't let it bite you, and she will inspire you. The
Bod? I've
doggy,
never been a bod.
druid, is what she meant to say. One of these attacks is going against Kai, and one against Aeneas. And conveniently, it's the same thing. It rolled a 22 for each of them.
Okay, well, that hits.
Yeah, I assume it hits both of you. Kai, and the damage is the same. You both take 5 damage. And then you
Great.
are you both creatures? You must both make Constitution saves.
Am I a creature?
As you feel its saliva saliving your wound.
I thought
like
salves
that
were good.
statement.
Good old Salav.
Okay. Kai, you are poisoned. And Aeneas, you are not.
No, I'm muted. I'm not poisoned yet.
Not yet.
There we go.
Okay. Perfect. Now it's your turn.
Great. Hammer time. 22 to hit.
Yep.
7 magical bludgeoning.
Perfect. Aeneas?
We'll get him soon enough between the
Yep.
two of us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Between the hammer and the bell. It's just a matter
Yep.
of time.
Oh,
Got
let me
it.
go ahead and make my wisdom save.
Make your wisdom save. Whoa.
That's a lot of damage. 3.
It takes 16 damage.
16. Why did that say 23?
Because Toll the Dead's annoying because it's a D8 versus a D12, so I just haven't rolled them all at the same time. And then
Why
I
don't you just
add
have
up
2
correct.
spells and roll one based on whatever?
Because I don't want to.
Okay.
Who wants to manage 2 spells?
As opposed to doing this math? Okay.
Have you
Sophron.
managed spells in this game
Sophron,
before?
you're at the top. No, you're not at the top of initiative. Never mind. Keep going.
Kai is at the top of the initiative.
Sophron's turn.
Okay. Well, anywho, it's my turn.
That sentence made me.
There's a
roll my
dog
wrist.
here, and there needs to not be a dog here
Okay.
anymore.
Can you do 6 damage?
Let me attack twice with my long
You do
halberd
6
pokey stick.
damage, and you kill.
I
This
do
dog.
in fact do 32 damage.
Yeah, that's almost its whole hit points again once over. Okay. Well, that was easy enough. Horrifying.
Yeah,
Um,
emotionally
Listen.
scarring, maybe.
I have only killed 2 animals: Shoo and
the
Kyriakos.
golden boar.
And the golden boar.
That one could talk. That doesn't count.
That one could talk.
That was a weird boar.
Okay. So now you have a moment to look more at this room in general. And you see signs of a great struggle that had happened to this room. Now that you see there are gashes on the wall, looks like big, like blunt things slammed into the wall. And scattered amongst the room, you start to notice, you see 1, and then you see 2, and then you see 4, and then you see 8, and you see a lot of dwarven shaped skulls. And scrolls.
Yeah.
Skull scroll. All right. Well, let's pick up some skulls.
It's cleaning
So-
duty time.
Just to clarify, it's apparent to us that the elevator is down this hallway above
At the-
us.
End of this room, there is an elevator.
Is that the platform
Yeah.
on the map? Okay, great. So we know where the elevator is. Is it immediately apparent that there's like a lever or something you pull to work the elevator?
Yep.
Okay, I take one of the dog heads.
Yep.
I throw it at Cheddar.
Yep.
And I push him back down the hallway we came from.
he goes bad doggy, and he goes running. He says, food time, and then he runs off into the distance.
Can I do a nature check on this dead dog?
Yeah.
Can I pet that dog?
You bet the dog.
Can I pet a dog?
Can I pet that dog?
What are you trying to discern about the dog?
I don't know, just its general nature.
Oh, okay.
Would you prefer I roll animal handling?
No.
Just like I
Is it illegal?
I'm not expecting a big dog that can I decipher how it died? Like, is it still dead?
So you notice a bunch of small wounds on its like legs and face and like hands that have healed. And then you notice larger gashes that have not healed. And then its head is ripped off and gone. It's not in this room. So you get the sense that there were 2 struggles that this thing was
Yeah.
part of.
Yeah. Oh, I'm putting it together. Those dwarves were hacking at it, and it survived. And then, or maybe the troglodytes. I don't know. It don't matter. Some were small. And then something real big came in, messed this guy up. All right. Well,
How long ago?
It is
Can we
like
tell?
almost like at first you thought it was rotting, but you actually go up and you look, and it's like almost mummified, like old.
Got it.
Can I make a medicine or arcana check to see how well I know that giant Cerberuses mummify? But how long that process takes, etc.?
Sure.
And you didn't say no to
This
arcana,
one
so I'm just going to roll
in
arcana.
class.
Nah, I think it'd be medicine.
Okay.
There's nothing arcane about mummification.
All of a sudden, it's an episode of Bones.
Took my mummification certificate.
Like 100 years.
Okay, and this forge was empty 300 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay.
More or less.
Kai will walk up to the pit and stare into the void.
It does not have an end. It just keeps going down and down and down and down. Like
stay
upper
back?
levels sort of look like they were mined. Like you can see evidence of like picks, and it just goes straight down.
I rolled a die. Kai will kick a rock into the pit.
I knew you were gonna Pippin this
Like
situation.
a child that he is.
You kick it in. You do not ever hear hit the ground.
Nemea is grabbing
hold
all
in
the
there.
skulls.
There are 25 skulls in total.
Jesus!
She's
And
like, all right,
one of them
That's a lot of skulls to carry.
is wearing a very nice chain shirt that you can identify as a mithril chain shirt.
oh,
Wow.
that seems nice. I will
Any of
take
them
that
have-
shirt.
Nice.
Any of them have like gold teeth.
So this room, there's a couple like
We're already getting
smaller
25
rooms.
gold per head.
Smaller rooms off of the main one, the hallway you came down, and then the sort of platform elevator at the end of the room.
Okay.
These skeletons, what does it look like they died to? Is it like gash wounds approximately the size of this dog?
Yeah.
Or is it like, oh god, they were incinerated?
About gash wounds the size of the dog.
Kai's laying on his stomach, his head over the void, just yelling, "Hello!"
You
Anything?
expect echoing. It does not echo.
I have one more thing, but I'll let other people go for comedic effect.
You're not
Yeah, I
allowed
think
to jump
Sophron-
on this.
Sophron wants to walk over to Kai and just like kind of stand on his back a little bit. Just like put one foot on there and just like put a little bit of pressure.
Just to like knock the breath out of it.
Yeah, the yell
Yeah,
goes
just
up an
like-
octave.
Look at this cool pit.
Oh, you
It goes on
dumb
forever.
fooling around.
No, can I try one more thing?
No.
Okay. Kai will walk away with Sophron, and he'll try to use sleight of hand to sneakily throw a torch into it. The
Yeah,
pit.
you see it go over, but then you're not there to see what happens.
That's not as cool.
Nemea, when you're collecting these skulls, you also find
Yeah.
a very nice hand, just hand, no body. And it has a nice amethyst ring on it, and you appraise it as
Love a nice
250
hand.
gold.
Sure. Is it disturbing that is the hand fresh?
It's a dwarven skeletal hand.
okay. I was like,
The hand's
Is it
actually
cursed?
alive and it's crawling around.
is it a cursed ring? I
You
don't
gotta be a
know.
little careful just finding a random hand.
Okay, as you're dragging
take it.
Sophron, as you're dragging Kai back into the room, you're sort of facing the heads of this mummy,
Mm-hmm.
and it has the four eyes
That are closed.
that are closed.
That are empty sockets.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, okay, great.
I feel like we just go look at that elevator.
If we've looked in all the rooms.
I mean, Nemea will have just to get the skulls. I mean, there's little.
yeah. The skulls in the ring are scattered
boys.
amongst
Gotta get
these
the
rooms.
skulls.
There's a rug.
I think we're underestimating how
shoot
many
it
skulls
first.
25 skulls.
Shoot rug first, ask questions later.
Sean, you can fit 25 skulls in a laundry bag, so you know that's reasonable to carry around.
I
with
have been.
us.
Wait, no,
Can
you want to
you?
hear what I've been doing?
Oh,
with the skulls?
totally. Yeah.
They've been strung onto a rope.
Oh,
He's very efficient. Through the eye sockets and down through the mandible. Like,
Yeah.
There's that little hole where the brainstem goes. You put it through the hair and then you through the
can we
nose.
just leave them? Like, do we have to carry them with? We gotta come back this way, don't we?
Do we have to
up
come
to
back this
you.
way?
No, there could be another way in or another way out.
There could be, but I don't know.
There was
if
mentioned
actually is.
the king mentioned stairs.
Well, the main entrance
main door is, like,
collapsed a long
collapsed, yeah.
time ago. And we're gonna have to get back. I mean, assumedly, what's his name has to get back here. Anyways, whatever. Nemea can carry the skulls.
Vulcan.
Yeah,
I'm
Logan,
just a
can you
girl with a bag of bones.
adjudicate for us? Is it difficult to carry around 25 skulls?
No, you can do it easily.
Easily.
They can fit on about 25 feet of rope or in a laundry basket.
Great. I have about 50 feet of silken rope, so.
Nice.
I do want to clarify. I did say laundry bag, not laundry basket. For some reason in my head, that's significantly
You can
larger.
fit them in a washer and a dryer. So
Yeah. It's one load of skull laundry.
Noise.
With bleach
You've
for
made
whitening.
a new
Okay.
instrument.
the
So this dog isn't gonna bite us.
the dog has not moved.
I already gave it an autopsy, and it didn't bite me back. So
This elevator at the end of the room you don't know what an elevator is, but this seems to be some sort of elevator. It's a 10-foot metal cube crafted from bronze. There are leering dragon heads on each side. There is a lever in the middle. There's a lever, and it's like on the wall coming out, and it's currently up. And then there's a sign, and then there's a down, and there's a sign, and they're in Dwarvish. Does anyone speak Dwarvish?
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay, perfect. So there's a big plaque that says, say password or pull lever. And then the lever at the top says top floor, and the other one says bottom floor.
I can face
Say
this.
password or pull lever.
just the best Lord of the Rings Moria knockoff.
What does it mean? Say pass. Like if someone is actually still there manning the lever, or
What's
You asked this
password in
question
Dwarvish?
to the
What's password in Dwarvish?
to the plaque, and it doesn't respond.
melon.
No. Your accent's all wrong. Melon.
Oh, melon.
Say melon. Nothing happens.
Aeneas just sits in the cube.
I guess
All right,
we could
let's
go
get
down.
it going.
Let's
Pull
do
the
it.
lever, Kai!
Kyle pull the lever and then rush to the elevator.
Better be
No,
quick
the
about it.
lever's in the elevator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You pull it, the gates close, and it starts like going down beneath your feet.
Get the loading screen for the next area.
So yeah. This doesn't mean anything, but I'm gonna hit this initiative button. It's benign.
Doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean
The
anything.
giant mummy dog, 2 sockets per head.
Start at 4 o'clock. Call it death.
Eaten by dogs.
So, kind of, it starts going, and you start to hear. You start to hear bubbling coming from the 4 dragon heads on the walls of the elevator.
Bubbling.
What?
Well,
I share that with everyone, and should we stop?
can you stop?
I mean, I don't think we can be
Just
trapped
up
in an
and
elevator.
down. It looked like.
The dragon heads, are they hollow?
They have open mouths, and the mouths
Yeah.
seem to be not.
And this doesn't mean anything.
What?
But the initiative doesn't mean anything.
At the moment, the initiative does not mean anything.
I'm gonna.
Well, each of you gets turn in turn. To do what? It's up to you.
Okay.
Kai will try to understand what the bubbling means. Does he think some like hot boiling water is about to shoot out at them? Can I try to understand more about the bubbling
Make an
sound?
investigation check.
Don't you think it's a perception check?
Nope.
Guy's dumb. Ah!
Hey!
Indeed.
Yeah, you get close to it and you hear, and it's like, you know when you turn on a hot faucet and you can like hear the liquid coming up to it? You hear that coming from the open dragon mouth. It's like there's liquid coming toward you. Okay, that's your turn. Sophron.
Okay, these dragon mouths are all pointed inward.
Correct.
What's like the physical mounting structure? Is it like on a tri-clamp? Is it
They're
welded?
built into the wall.
Hmm. And there's piping.
Yeah.
Right? Some kind of ductwork or tubing. What's that look like?
The walls of this are solid bronze, so you can't see the ductwork.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a wall.
Okay. Well,
Pinch that dragon clothes.
I was gonna say, yeah, we're gonna like try and shove the mouth up and like try and tilt the whole head upwards.
Okay. You could probably like get the mouth. You could probably try and like bend the bottom jaw up and in. That would be athletics.
I have a crowbar.
I don't think
That
crowbar's
feels like
really
it would
gonna
help.
help.
Crowbars help with
Oh,
closing.
Yeah, I don't think.
They
Oh my God.
absolutely could.
Leverage.
Yeah, it's all about leverage. Leverage can be applied in many different directions because there's 3 classes of lever, Sean. You would remember if you took and retained
Roll
information
without
in high school
advantage. This
physics.
crowbar is too strong.
I skipped that one specifically, actually.
I do it
Logan's
really
like-
angrily and have advantage anyway.
You're raging?
I still am, actually.
Oh, okay.
It's rage for 10 minutes.
Jesus.
Whoa.
Yeah.
24.
Shove the bottom mouth into one of these. You remember that. Nemea.
You remember that.
I chose the best one to do that, too.
So there's one more dragon head left.
Nope, there's 3 more dragon heads left.
Oh, 3 more.
Very ambitious.
I was
You
like,
said it so
"Three."
confidently.
3 doesn't make any sense. Listening.
Hmm.
I guess I have only one action. I can't decide between the two. I have an iron spike.
Yeah.
Can I use that to like wedge one of the like down the dragon's throat, or like find the narrowest part of the
Yeah.
spout apparatus and use as many iron spikes as it takes to.
I think this is going to just be straight up. You're trying to shove them in as quickly as possible. That's probably athletics.
Yep.
No finesse about this.
Clog that toilet.
I'm like,
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
You
Nice.
it takes probably 4 or 5, and you clog up this dragon's throat. Okay. Aeneas.
What if this is like a way to relieve pressure in the system and it's necessary for the elevator to work?
And then we
yeah,
got
that
rated
has
hard.
crossed my mind, but we've picked a path.
You picked a path. You
It's,
must
it's just
continue.
like harmless steam that's about to come out, and now it's going to blow the place up.
Well,
Okay.
if somebody, we have to pick something.
I want to cast heat metal on one of the dragons, and then I want to anneal it, basically, so that it's nice and soft, and then I'll use my druid staff to sort of like close it similarly, but without having to use nearly as much strength as Sophron did.
I'm a druid. I can cast magic. Meh.
So
Can you cast it
the
as a bonus
spell
action?
is an action, is it not?
Yeah, but this is lame.
What do you mean?
One action to destroy plumbing that the likes of you have never seen
I'm
before.
using a level 2 spell
Who are
slot.
we, Grant?
I will let you can auto succeed on it next turn. You don't have to roll for it.
Fine.
or you could just try and brute force it.
Aeneas shows off his wimpy arms and he says, "Please."
So you're casting heat metal on it.
Yes.
Does Kyra get to have a turn?
Yeah, Kyra.
No,
You're in here
she's
with
not
us.
in here.
Oh!
You don't remember her coming in here, and sometimes you just ignore her, or else it's too much to keep track of her, and you realize she's not in here. Okay.
Who's struggling to keep up with that? I wonder.
At the top of initiative on the next turn, from the 2 remaining dragon mouths that are open, black oil comes bubbling out of it and starts spilling onto the floor
Great.
and covering the floor of this place. You hear like from the one that you bent the jaw back, and like starts to leak out a little bit, and then you like it hits the spikes on the one that you clogged, and like one of them comes like popping out, and you just like punch it back in, and it blocks it, and it's starting to like seep out around them. But the other 2 that are currently open, luckily heat metal's not hot enough to ignite this oil that is now spilling onto the floor.
Yeah, I casually refill some empty oil jars.
Top up.
I was like, oh, good idea.
You also, who has the best hearing? Who has the highest perception?
Oh, it might be me. The highest perception.
+5.
You begin to hear like a roaring, like
At least.
of what you can easily determine is flame. Kai, your turn.
Sorry, where is the flame coming from?
You just hear it.
Okay, so we know the bubbling is coming from a certain location, but not the
Correct.
flame.
There's bubbling spilling onto the floor. It's hard to quickly localize where this fire is coming from. There's no more dragons. There's the 4 dragons. 2 of them are occupied.
Are the ones that are still open? Do we think that more oil will come out of them?
There's still oil pouring out of them.
Okay.
Yeah, we are the level of oil is rising.
Okay, I'll try with is a spark enough to ignite oil?
Are you trying to? Or are you trying not
No.
to? Okay.
Yes.
Then
Okay.
Like
yes.
if I hit metal against metal.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's not going to ignite it.
Thank you.
Bronze doesn't spark too much when you hit it.
Interesting.
I definitely
Anti-spark
know
tools
that.
are made of bronze or brass.
Well, Daddy's hammer. I'm going to try to hit the hot pipe that Aeneas heated.
Mhm.
Is it possible to get some bonus for doing so?
I think I said you can just auto succeed on that.
I
So
was
you can
told it
just.
was an auto succeed.
Yeah.
On whoever does something.
Sure. I feel like
Yeah,
that's an
metal.
acceptable thing for me to do.
That sure feels like an acceptable bonus.
Auto succeeding? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I bonus action engage with the item for that? No, okay, whatever. Fine, I'll do it. I'll just hit it until it closes.
Just
Okay.
a little tap tap.
Tap, tap.
Bing, bang, bang.
Perfect. You bend
Handling
the
your
metal up.
granddaddy.
Yeah. It's still trying to bubble out, but you block it. Okay. Sophron.
Muscle Wizard casts Fist and closes the final dragon.
Okay. Roll athletics.
Forgot advantage. Is an 18 enough?
That's 18th enough. You bend.
I'm not going to roll again.
You bend it up. So the oil has stopped pouring out. Or like it's still trying to, but you've blocked it all. You're still sort of descending down. Nothing happens for a little while. The roaring flame gets louder, and then a couple rounds, you guys have already solved all the problem. It from the nostrils of the dragons, fire spews into the oily trap. and the whole thing is like conflagrates. But you've reduced a lot of the oil, so it is reduced by a good number. And
Yeah, I feel like Nemea has gone on top of a dragon if given the chance.
Yeah, and the whole thing just sort of like it's just oil, but it burns way faster. Like once it's lit, it just like not explodes, but like goes up in flame instantly. The whole thing just fills with fire and smoke, and then in a moment, it's like over. You only take 12 fire damage.
It's liquid black smoke.
And all the oil's gone. There's like so a little bit of residue. And then like it goes up in flame, and then the elevator stops moving, and you hear a little ding, and the gates open.
I don't know if I ever want to ride in an elevator again.
We're gonna have to do that again to get up. This is not good. Did they have to survive that every time they used an elevator?
We broke it the first time, so surely it's not going to be fixed when we go back.
I think if the password is
It's true.
used, maybe it's safe.
Yeah, who would listen? Where were we even supposed to say the password?
Maybe just
Probably to the dog.
Oh, fire!
Oh my god. Anyways.
I'll leave that
Wow.
alone. Okay. So
maybe the password was cheddar.
So you guys are now
Fondue.
down on this lower level. It is.
Love it. We just turn it on.
You
I
just
was
you
told
just
that this
turn
is-
it on.
You just turn it on.
No. So you're in sort of this entryway, and you can see a soft red sort of bubbly glow coming from one of the really the only other hallway in this whole area. And this is like a very nice, like polished white marble floor. There's like bronze pipes covering the walls. There's like chain. It looks very industrial. You turn the corner and look to where this bubbling red light is coming from, and you're greeted by this vast, like vaulted ceilings, gold columns, just so much piping and machinery. There's like machines you don't even know what they do. There's more bronze like dragons like filigreed on the wall. There is a giant stone vat dominating the center of this room, and it is just full of lava. On the far side, there's this what looks out of place like tripod with a big bronze sphere of a dwarf head on the far side of the room.
Does that count as a dwarf skull? Technically?
Can I put him on my rope?
Can we take a rest for a second? Can we catch our breath after being set on fire?
There's nothing down here. Like no one's coming
Not
at
in
you.
a rush.
Yeah,
Sure.
So let's sit down,
rest?
have a snack, take a look around from a safe distance.
The gates close behind you, and the elevator ascends
Hey.
behind you. About a minute later, it comes back down. Ding! Opens, and Kyra walks out. That is such a nice elevator.
How'd you get it to come back up?
There is a lever. You pull it, and it comes up, and then you go in, and then you say the password, and then it goes down.
Oh, and what was the password?
It was the riddle. Remember that guy gave us a riddle, and then, well, he gave us a riddle. Then you gave him a riddle, and then he said that the elevator had a riddle for you, and then that's what I did.
We chose to ignore that. We were like, hard no.
No, I was
Amount of
waiting for
time it
the
would take
riddle from the elevator, but we didn't. Was it like written
Didn't
down
Give
somewhere?
us a riddle. It didn't say a riddle.
Is it accessible here to go up?
It's accessible here to
Figure
go
it
up.
The riddle.
She's like, oh no, he said it was its name was the riddle. You said he was figuring out your name, and then he said you figure out its name, and that's the riddle.
And we just chose
It was
not to
elevator
interact
and
with
dwarvish, wasn't it? Dang it.
No, it was actually dragon. She points to him. Also, I was here like 400 years ago, so I already knew it.
Kyra, this is when you could be helpful instead of waiting to tell us that.
I told you, I hate riddles.
That's very fair. Nemea's gonna be like, "Who's that?" And she points to the dwarven head on a tripod across the pool of lava.
That's a little creepy. That was not here last time I was here.
Yeah, what is it? Is it a real dwarf? Is it a mummified bronze head? What's the deal?
The orb is about 3 feet in diameter. So not a real dwarf head.
And
It would have been a big dwarf.
And it's like an
I was
orb
like-
with a dwarf face like embossed on it.
okay, clear.
Notably,
Yeah, well,
his
who
mouth
is
is
she down
open
here?
and his mouth is hollow.
That's terrifying. I'm
Mhm.
scared of any open mouth now.
Rugs,
Are
open
there
mouth.
rugs? I
No.
shoot into the open mouth.
While you're here looking at it, you do notice like a shadow moving underneath the lava.
Love that.
What?
I'm gonna please. Can I investigate the shadow / the room?
Yes.
Dragon.
Go ahead and roll.
Don't I know?
Investigate.
17.
Yeah. So there, you notice you see like a ripple and a shadow in the lava, sort of circling, and it's like, yeah, there's something big in that lava. The rest of this room is very clearly a forge. You look around, you see like not necessarily like hammers and anvils, but like industrial like hammers and industrial anvils. There's like tracks on the ceiling, like things have been moved, or like things are able to be moved. There's the pit of lava, and then right up against it, there is like a large sort of furnace that appears to be like a main feature of this forge. It is cold and dormant. You do notice a bunch of levers around here with Dwarven written on them. Kai, you can quickly identify. One of them says like move bucket. One of them says like lower bucket.
But what's the bucket's name?
Are they still operational?
They're just
Does
levers.
it like? Okay, yeah. So I won't push anything just yet, but I'll be like, okay, Guy, which one? This one does what now? Move bucket up. Okay, bucket. Got it. Okay.
Don't get confused by the buckets. What's that shadow?
Oh, it's a
I don't
shadow.
know, I
It's
was
just
just
a
hoping we
shadow
could
in the
ignore.
lava. It's very simple. Don't have to worry about it, I'm sure.
Yeah,
And
unless
is-
you want to reach into the lava, I don't think we have much of a way to interact with it right now.
I mean, might come and reach out at us, I guess, but
Maybe we stay away from the lava then.
I mean, generally that's a good idea.
Advisable under normal
Flesh and lava
circumstances.
does not mix.
So, if I remember Vulcan correctly, he was like, "You'll know how to turn it on. You know, like it'll be. She's testy,
Yep. Those were
but
his
you'll
words.
know." She's a little testy.
Uh-huh.
So you gotta kick it. You gotta like shake it a little. You gotta like blow on it. Like something. You gotta take the cartridge out, blow on it, put it back in.
Yeah, is there a clear on off switch? Like does it seem off and it needs to be turned
It
on?
seems off. It seems to need to be turned on. The forge. You do not see a lever that says forge on, forge off.
Oh,
Is there a
damn,
plug?
Gosh, man, dwarves, they're so simple until they aren't.
That's
Everything
straightforward,
labeled
that's the problem.
except for the thing.
Is it just like? Can we just like look at this like mechanically? Is it like lava has to flow from point A to point B to kickstart this
It looks
process.
there are channels for lava. It's just everything is here ready to go. It's just not
And
on, and you don't see a way to turn it on.
Okay, what's in the way of the channels receiving lava?
Nothing. There's just no lava. There's lava in the center channel, and the channels all feed to it. So there's no lava higher up.
Okay.
Oh, I think we might have to go up to the top floor. But first, I want to investigate this dwarf head.
Yeah.
Not really a head.
It's on the far side of the lava. So
Yeah, I will skirt the lava.
perfect. You will skirt the lava. You notice the black shadow, or like the shadow underneath the lava is like following you. And then once you sort of get over to the dwarf head, investigate it. It's a tripod made of bronze with a big bronze orb on top with an embossed dwarven skull on it.
There's no levers.
There's no levers. And as you're looking at it, you hear and sort of like
Love it.
the shadow sort of turns into a mound, and then up from the lava sort of erupts and sort of shakes a bunch of lava off of it. You see this like centipede with a bunch of like black interlocking like a bunch of legs, and its face is just sort of like constantly dripping lava. It has a giant smile for its face, and it goes, "Hello, are you dwarves? I hate dwarves." And that is where we'll end it for the night.
Fortunately, no.
Luckily,
Wow,
none of us
I
are
was
dwarves.
not expecting
Thankfully.
centipede.
I wasn't expecting it to talk.
I wasn't
the
expecting
boar
it to be
talk.
Kiri.
Murdering a bunch of dogs, though. Very expected.
No, not expected. Not expected.
On brand.
But not expected, on brand. Okay. So that is where we'll end it for tonight, as you are now encountering this lava centipede in the middle of the Mithril Forge. So next week we'll pick up exactly right there. It'll be the usual time? I don't think so.
We might have to switch the timing, I think.
We'll
Or we
tell
might-
you when we are going to be
Yeah.
playing next. And we still have to decide that. But until then, thank you for watching. We'll see you when we see you.
Right, bruh.
Good night. Goodbye
chat.
and good night. Bye.